I want you to get up right now.
Go to the window.
Open it.
Stick your head out and yell.
Hated man! Top of the world!
The voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
The voice of, there we are. Hello, welcome to a Monday edition of the Voice of Ocala. I'm Buddy Martin, glad to be back with you again as we are each weekday. Coming up on 3 years, so pretty quick. Glad to have a chance to be with you again, folks, today. And for the next 3 hours, we will try to inform you, maybe entertain you, and have a little fun along the way. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. I'll tell you all about my experience going to St. Petersburg and revisiting my old home place where I used to live. And catching a game in the Trop. First time I've seen a baseball game in the Trop. So I'll tell you all about that. Talking about it a lot today on the show. This is the day when we have Dr. Buddy in the house, and he'll be back in today as well as that. We're going to start setting the table for football season because it is on us, and we are going to launch a brand new show this Thursday night. Along with our usual stuff of Buddy Sports Page, we're going to have a 6 o'clock hour of solid wall-to-wall football, mostly Southern football, and we've got a heck of a lineup for you of people that I think you're really going to enjoy as we launch this new show, Southern Pigskin, tonight. So we'll tell you all about that as well. Meanwhile, Tom Schmitz is back in the house. Diamond's here. And, Tom, how was your weekend?
Yeah. We're working, buddy.
All right. Well, anyway, Tom's going to tell us about his weekend. And while I'm waiting to work out our little technical difficulties here, I had an opportunity to go back and see downtown St. Pete. And I got to tell you, I've been back there a couple of times in the last 3 or 4 years when I was doing some things at the Pointer Media Institute. But to get a chance to go back down there and actually eat dinner there and walk along the Beach Drive and all the terrific restaurants and things that they've done and enjoy the amenities. It was after a day of sort of relaxing and then going to the ball game the next day at the Trop, different kind of transportation, which I'll tell you about, and having a chance to visit with Alexander and we went to our first game together along with Laurie and Gary and of course Joni. She reluctantly went. She probably won't go again, but she went once. So that was kind of how my weekend got. And got a chance to hook up with some good friends we haven't seen in a long time, the Crayers, so I'll talk about a little bit. He was actually a roommate of a guy named Bo Schembechler, Glenn Edward Schembechler, the former coach of the Michigan Wolverines, and shared some insights to Bo Schembechler with me. So anyway, we'll get to all that stuff coming up, and back again. Tom, you got your mic working now?
It is working.
How was your weekend?
I had a very good weekend, very productive weekend. Had a good sports show with Ryan Goldberg the week before he goes off to UCF. Seems like everybody's going off to UCF, doesn't it?
A lot of people going to college.
A lot of people went to UCF.
Matter of fact, Facebook is full of kids going to school. I see first graders going first time. I know that everybody's got pictures of their kids. Big day. You forget sometimes. I know back in the day when our kids went off to school, it's a big deal. So, yeah, you're right. A lot of people here going off to school.
I think the first day I went off to school, my mom threw a cocktail party.
I'm sure she did. Yeah, she probably pushed you out the front door and said, see you, don't come back here.
I heard the deadbolt click and realized that I wasn't due back for a while.
Yeah. It's funny the phases you go through first time you go to kindergarten or you go to first grade, and then next thing you know, they go to junior high and high school, and then next thing they're leaving home. I know Angie Lewis had that happen. Alexis had to go off Friday. I'm sure Angie still got, a box of Kleenexes being used as she saw her baby girl go off to USF, and so
But that's her second year, so at least.
Well, but she's still going off again.
I know last year it was really tough for Angie. Right. I remember last year it was really tough.
Right,
for her.
It's always tough for them to go back again. Last year was tougher. You're right. First time they go, I remember we took Laurie and left her there and said. Joni and I sat there and both kind of got tears welled up in our eyes. So anyway, it's an emotional time for parents for sure. And
it's also a time where we all need to be aware of safety issues. I woke up this morning and had a note set on my tablet to remind me, first day of school in Marion County, be mindful of that while driving. I reminded myself, because I don't have any children, so I don't have a reason to know it's the first day of school. But when you don't, think about it, today was the first day all the school zones were back in use and everything. So we all got to look out.
Absolutely. On the program today, we're going to talk about retirement. I know it gets depressing sometimes for some of us that don't have all that money saved up. Some people have their cash stashed away for a comfortable retirement, $500,000 here, $1 million there, whatever. And other people just kind of hope they have a little left over at the end. You'll be surprised, the USA Today story tells us how many people actually have nothing saved for retirement. So you won't feel so bad then, Tom, and I won't.
Yeah, I know one guy.
Yeah, but you got time. So, and I don't even know what that word retirement is.
I got a day and a half, 2 days, something like that.
Yeah, for sure. We will. I want to just say this. I hope it doesn't come off the wrong way. I love the spirit of what's happening, but enough already with the buckets of cold water on your head, okay? I know it's a big thing for ALS. I get that. But just issue the challenge to somebody. Let them give the money and save the water. After all, the water, pretty soon we're going to be throwing thousands of gallons of water away. I don't want to be a killjoy, but aren't you a little over the water thing, bucket challenge?
No, I actually got challenged, and I'm going to film mine in a couple of days, and then challenge some people to it. Yeah. So I wouldn't be real quick to say you're done with it yet,
no,
mister.
I'm done with it.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to issue a challenge in a couple of days. So I wouldn't say I'm done with it right yet.
I might write a check, but I probably won't do the water. So.
Look, if Oprah did the water, everybody should do the water.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. Everybody's doing it. Why should I be like everybody else? We like to be different. I'm just saying I'm a little tired of seeing Facebook pictures of people dunking water in their heads.
Well, that's why it's such a big deal. That's why it's –
yeah.
You know how much money they've raised?
I know. That's good. I said give the money.
And you know how much money they've raised?
Yeah.
They've raised $40 million more by this time this year than they did last year.
Great idea. It worked well, and go ahead and do it, but I think you can raise it without dunking yourself in the water. That's just my opinion. I don't want to be a killjoy, but I just think it's something I'm a little over it, right now.
Well, what are you going to do in 3 or 4 days if you get a challenge to do the ice bucket challenge?
No, thank you. I gave it the office.
Killjoy.
It could be.
I get Miss Joni involved with this. We still may dunk you yet.
She'll be the last one to get dunked. I'll tell you that.
No, I didn't say dunk her. I said get her to where she requires you to get dunked.
Yeah. Speaking of water, there's such a thing as drinking too much water at one time.
3 gallons.
And somebody drank it, and it was an unfortunate end to this young man. I'll tell you about that, too, as well. And I got to tell you about my trip to the Trop. Trip to the Trop.
You've been excited about this trip.
Actually, I didn't know how it was going to go, for sure, because you never know how your kids or your wife are going to be at the ballpark. But the whole package, from the dinner, the visit with the family, to go to the ball game and seeing Alexander get excited about it, to buying our baseball hats and getting involved in it, and it was good. It was really good. It worked out quite well, and the whole experience was. I mean, I would recommend if you have been to St. Pete, you ought to go down there and look at it, because on the waterfront down there downtown, they got a lot of stuff going on. So it's very, very cool. So anyway, that's what's happened on the show today. We'll talk more about the Trop trip. We'll talk about today on sports as we warm up for our Southern Pigskin Tonight show, coming to you every Thursday night, 6 to 7. And on stations in ESPN Coastal Georgia, which will be Brunswick, Savannah, Hilton Head, and Waycross. At the same time, this will be airing on their stations. A little syndication we've got going there, the Martones and us, along with the folks up there, Charlie K and the gang. We will be on the air there. We have quite a lineup of people, including Terry Bradshaw, which will be with us every week. So we're excited about that. And to do that, I started studying over the weekend. I really did. I went to the books. I made my picks. I looked at the conferences I was interested in. I went through the SEC team by team, picked every game, and just got myself ready for football, because it's on us. And a week from Thursday night, it's SEC time with Texas A&M kicking it off against South Carolina. and it's on. So then we got high school football that Friday night. Thank you to those great sponsors we got signed up, by the way. Of course, it's the Kevin McDonald All-State Marion County High School Football Game of the Week, and presented in part as well by new partners, HDG Hotels. We'll name those hotels for you and tell you what they are. 3 of them here locally, and the Saju brothers are just terrific, and they're excited about being a partners. We're excited about having them. So we can't bring this football to you without sponsors, because it takes money to put people together and for airtime and for staff and to make Tom work an extra day. And
let me tell you, and I know that people may not realize this, but we bring you Marion County High Schools football. We don't just zone in on one high school. We try to bring you Marion County matchups every week. 2 Marion County schools if we can, but at least 1 Marion County school every week. Not the same Marion County school, but the entire county of Marion County. We try to include the schools.
Well, we want to spread it around. We had an opportunity recently to be one voice of one school.
Right.
And we just thought that was probably not going to work for us for lots of reasons. And it didn't work for them, as it turned out, either, because we didn't want to neglect everybody else. So we had to make a choice, and we did, and we're glad we did, because now we have a chance to get all the Marion County High School football schools on at one point or the other. And sometimes a lot of schools locally will be on 4 or 5 times. So
right.
It's going to be interesting, fun, and exciting, and we're excited about bringing it to you. So we're glad to be able to do that. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about what's happening today. It's Faker Factoid time. I'll tell you about my stadium experience at the Trop. And much more to come your way right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness. I'm looking forward to a fun, healthy summer, and I have a few ideas that might just help you and your friends stay in shape and have fun too. Along with awesome personal training and group classes at our warm and inviting fitness studio, we also offer fitness classes at your home or business. And if you're tired of the same old, boring cake and punch party, why not let us host a hot new health trend, a fitness party at your home or office? If you're having a hard time getting to the gym this summer, because of your crazy schedule, then work out with your friends or coworkers in a private group fitness class, or host a fitness party at your home or office. We will bring you and your friends or coworkers one of our great workouts like Zumba, Pilates, Body Bar, Yoga, Tai Chi Boot Camp, or Zumba Tomics for kids. We can even help you reach your long-term goals by meeting at your place weekly for an on-location workout. Check out our website at kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. Kinetic Motion Fitness is located just 5 minutes from downtown Ocala near the Skylark Plaza. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new Radiant Pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a Radiant Pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any Radiant Pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And Radiant Pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Locally owned and operated since 1957. We are The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA News Center with this news break brought to you by the Gateway Bank. According to a story on Ocala.com, the Marion County branch of the Florida State Conference and the NAACP Youth Council will host a town hall meeting at 7 p.m. Tuesday to discuss the legal ramifications of the City of Ocala's saggy pants ordinance. Representatives from the NAACP, Legal Advocacy Center, Public Defender's Office, and local and state leaders are expected to give presentations. The meeting will be held at the United Theological Seminary. That's on 1205 Northwest 4th Street. As you know, the City Council voted 4-0 on July 15th to approve an ordinance that prohibits anyone on city property from wearing his or her pants 2 inches below the natural waist. As community leaders, it is important for us to create or help to create solutions that make it easier for people to live in their own communities, wrote Loretta Jenkins, president of the Marion County NAACP chapter, in a press release. This news break was brought to you by Gateway Bank, your new old-fashioned bank. Join Buddy Fridays for Community Gazette Day at Gateway Bank.
Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Buddy Martin here with you. I want to tell you about my little trip to St. Pete's. I'm going to give it to you in a couple of parts because it's, I think it's worth talking about. And I don't talk about too many things I do, but I think it's fun to take a trip and have things work out and see some things that you didn't expect to see. What makes a good weekend? A nice place to stay, family or friends, a good experience, a nice meal, a ball game, whatever. And that all those elements were there. So, but I didn't know how it was going to work out. So I'd just say, starting with the place I stayed, my daughter Laurie just moved to St. Petersburg. She's now in the real estate business, working for her friends from high school, Catherine Crayer, who is JJ and the Z, it's called. It's a really cool name. They done some marketing with that name. We don't look into that, Tom. She has a marketing branding company, and JJ and the Z is the name of the real estate company. And they are really doing great. And they're focusing on downtown where there are lots and lots of expensive high-rise condos. And so Laurie is renting one. She didn't buy it, and we went up to her apartment, and what a spectacular view you've got of Tampa Bay right there. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Right there over the Vinoy and that area back in there. And it's nice to wake up to see that in the morning. And then getting a chance to visit with family. And then Saturday night, we had planned to have a couple of glasses of wine with friends of Laurie's and ours for a long time. We've known these folks for a long, long time since we lived there last time. Toby and Carol Crayer. He's retired now, banker for a long time St. Pete resident, very knowledgeable guy on sports, knows a lot about, the Bucks. In fact, I told him I deputized him, Tom, as our Bucks and Rays reporter. So, Toby, if you're listening or watching, just remember you're now working for us. You'll keep us up to date on what's going on here in case something comes up. But Toby and Carol, we had a nice visit. Somebody said, Laurie, so let's see if we can get in, if we can go downstairs and get some dinner. Well, let me just tell you one thing. The traffic going across to Howard Franklin all through Tampa was unbelievable. And I just figured out why once I got there, a Bucks game and a Rays game with the Yankees.
Right.
That'll do it. And a couple of wrecks. I mean, it was just...
You get in a wreck on the Howard Franklin. You get stuck in a wreck on the Howard Franklin, you're just there.
Yeah, you might as well pack your lunch.
You're just there.
Yeah, and I've been to that on that bridge 1,000 times, by the way, in my lifetime. But I got to tell you, this whole thing was, I'm thinking, this can't be normal traffic. Then I realized the Bucks were playing too. But anyway, it took a long time to get there, but we got over the bridge, got there, and we decided to go downstairs and eat. Well, of course, everything down on Beach Drive was jam-packed. People from the ball game and everything.
Certainly.
And so luckily, Laurie was able to talk to someone there at the restaurant. Y'all went
to Burns? Is that where you went?
No, Burns is in Tampa.
Tampa, yeah.
Now this is the place right below on the sidewalk where Laurie lives. It's called Park Shore.
Oh, you ate at Park Shore?
Yeah, but you couldn't get in except Toby Carrera knew somebody because he used to be the Commodore at the yacht club, and one of the head guys there who helped the floor knows and loves Toby, and so he found us a table off the side on the sidewalk, and we had a very pleasant evening dining there on the sidewalk, and the food was very good, and people just kept streaming by all night long. And it was about 11 o'clock, and Alexander, who never gets to stay up this late, but this time did, he wanted gelato.
Uh-oh.
Well, down the block, he'd been promised gelato. We went down there. What a terrific ice cream gelato place this was. Right down the street, maybe half a block away. We lit it up with gelato, had a little of that stuff going on, and then came home for the night. Well, it was just a pleasant experience. And the next day we thought, okay, we're going to go to the game, but what time do you go for a 1:40 game when you're right there 6 blocks away? And you don't want to drive, right? You don't want to. There's no subway to take. So Laurie had an idea. She said, "Let's try Uber." For those people who don't know what Uber is, it's just one of those little places you can get on the internet and you can actually dial them up and tell them you want to come. They'll tell you where they are. They have cars roaming the neighborhood all the time, and they'll tell you the name of the driver and how long it'll be before he'll be there. And it's very cheap. I mean, very cheap. So the Uber car came, and unfortunately, it was a little small. For 5 people, but we squeezed in it. We got to this ballpark, and then of course you got to know where to go, because if you go on the wrong side, they won't let you. You can't get out. So right. We were on the wrong side. We had to go all the way around the other side. You know how that goes.
Right, of course.
And then of course once we got there, we realized when we got out, we had to go back on the other side to get to our seats.
Certainly.
So it was just one of those things. So that was the way that our day started, and we sat in the right field stands. Right in there in section 146. And I want to say thank you to Larry Quateraro. He's a listener. He works down the Villages, lives in Ocala, and a friend of mine put me in touch with Larry, and Larry's a season ticket holder, and he offered his tickets, except that we had 5 and he only has 4, and 3, he went to the Rays. He knows those people who were able to buy those tickets, and they're a little higher than usual. They were 32 apiece, and we had to pay an extra 10 because right now, with Jeter playing, they're going for a lot more than that. So we got the 5 tickets, and we sat right there on the second row back there, and Alexander had his glove. Anyway, so that was how we got there. And then we had a chance to, obviously sit there and watch the game. I'll just say this, and we'll take a break on this, and I'll come back and tell you more about it. I'll give it this. The transportation was good. I mean, good. It worked out well.
Price was fantastic.
Fantastic. Seats, not bad. Not bad, really. I mean, it wasn't a bad place to sit. I've not watched too many times from right field, but it's a little far away. The food was decent. We get all kinds of food, naturally. Alexander had a hot dog. And we had a couple of snacks, what have you. And then
choices are very good at the Trop.
They are. And the fans were pretty decent. The only thing is there are a lot of Yankee fans there.
A lot of Yankee fans.
And sometimes
Joe Madden got upset about that.
Yeah, very upset. I'm going to talk about that in the sports hour. And and they can be a little overbearing. I mean,
yes.
Yankee fans how they are, and you got them sitting around there and talking, whatever. So as you said, Joe Madden on Saturday called them out and said, "Okay, no more cheering for Jeter. Cheer for the Rays to win." Yeah. So we decided we went there. That was a plan. We were going to cheer for Jeter, but cheer for the Rays to win. We want Jeter to play well, but the Yankees to lose. Well, it didn't work out that way. The Yankees did lose on Friday, but they didn't lose on Saturday, and they didn't lose on Sunday. So they won 2 games there. And I'll tell you about the game later on. Saw a home run there, right and right. You should have seen Alexander's eyes when that ball came toward the stands. We kept telling him it was going to happen. He didn't really understand it.
And
when
then
the ball comes, his eyes got the size of the baseball. He couldn't believe that ball was coming. And it was probably 20 feet away or 30 feet away, but he thought that was awesome. So anyway, that was the experience in the stadium. It was good, and that's part one. I'll tell you about it a little bit later on. And we got more to come your way. I'll tell you about how many people are saving nothing for retirement. You may be surprised at that. Coming up next right here on The Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
If you know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy that alone. If you feel like that's what you want to do, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Hey, Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours, and I need a 4th. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia, Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner, and the postage stamp, and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Preliminary results of a private autopsy show that unarmed teenager Michael Brown was shot 6 times by a Ferguson, Missouri police officer. Dr. Michael Bodden, who did the autopsy, says a lack of gunshot residue indicates Brown was not hit at close range.
The muzzle of the gun was at least 1 or 2 feet away, the muzzle at the time of discharge. It could have been 30 feet away, it would be the same thing.
Brown's killing has led to a week of protests. The Kurdish military says its forces are now in full control of Iraq's largest dam, retaking it from Islamic militants.
U.S. military forces are continuing to provide air support, attacking 15 militant positions near the dam today. Militants from the so-called Islamic State took the dam nearly 2 weeks ago.
Fox Radio's Emily Wither in the Mideast Bureau. An American missionary has been released from quarantine and has visited his wife, who's being treated for Ebola. Nancy Wrightball contracted the disease in Africa. Fox News, we report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
I'm Diane Schreer, candidate for School Board, Marion County District 4. I'm asking you to vote for me in this primary. A healthy economy requires a healthy school system. Our children are our future. We must improve the quality of education so our children can compete, not only in the local and national arena, but globally as well. This is a nonpartisan election, and you may vote for me throughout the county. Again, please vote for me. I'm the best qualified candidate and totally committed to improving education here. I'm Diane Schreer, candidate for School Board, Marion County District 4.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
First things first, I'm the realest. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. Let them feel it. And I'm still in the murder business. I can hold you down like I'm giving lessons in physics. Right. You want a bad like this? Drop it low and pick it up just like this. Yeah. Cup of Ace, cup of Goose, cup of Chris.
All right, back on the program. There's a lot of confusion about this whole story in Missouri, and you know who was in the wrong and the right, and whether this video was related to what happened with the shooting, et cetera, et cetera. Frankly, I'm confused. I've read a couple of stories over the weekend, and I hate to make comments on things without being clear on where I stand, on what I know. And so I asked Tom to pull up the story and let's discuss it, go over the whole thing. And now the lady says Michael Brown, his mom wants an officer arrested, and according to lawyers said that they felt like the officer was in the wrong, should be arrested. So, Tom, what do you got?
Well, I have the story about the National Guard is being called in now after a second night of unrest, buddy. But curfew has been lifted, but the National Guard, who will be under the direction of the state police, are headed to the St. Louis suburb. Given these deliberate and coordinated and intensifying violent attacks on lives and property in Ferguson, I'm directing the highly capable men and women in the Missouri National Guard to restore peace and order to this community, according to Governor Jay Nixon. Now, fresh violence late Sunday marked some of the fish classes yet. People were shooting at the police. Several businesses were vandalized or looted. There was a guy, the Molotov cocktails were being thrown, and this was, the tension continued to escalate after the family of Michael Brown released what they say is their own private autopsy done that says he was shot 6 times, twice in the head, and according to Good Morning America this morning, they say the private autopsy done by a private firm at the family's behest says that he could have survived the first 5 shots, but the 6th shot killed him. Now, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little jaded, but I'm leery of autopsy reports that aren't done by state laboratories. Am I wrong to be leery there, or should we take the family's private autopsy at what it is?
No, I mean, I think you listen to it, to what they say. I will wait till the real. By the way, the U.S. Attorney General has offered has ordered.
They're doing a third autopsy, right?
So, And what
that's probably what I'm going to listen to, the federal autopsy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of confusion because at first they thought he was running away and he shot, but no, he shot in the front.
In the front. He wasn't shot in the back.
And we don't know those details yet. And I like I said the other day, last week, I hate to talk about things when you don't really know what happened.
Well, CNN broke today that their reports, sources are saying that Michael Brown was reaching for the officer's gun when the officer first fired at him. So,
I wonder how they
the stories change.
I mean, they got video on that, or did someone tell them that?
CNN is citing sources as telling them that.
Yeah, okay. Unnamed sources.
And so, this story's changing, buddy, as quickly as it can. The attorney for Michael Brown's family says the autopsy proves enough to arrest the officer. There's new video of the scene, according to this. Now the National Guard's bringing in. People are saying, why do you need to bring the National Guard in? I heard a guy last night on the airwaves. I heard an African-American gentleman last night saying, it don't matter how many guns you got, we got just as many guns, and we're taking back what belongs to us.
It's not good talk. And here's the thing that's incongruent about it.
But what's he taking back?
Well, you know what he's taking back. He's taking back his rights is what he's talking about. Here's the deal. I don't quite understand why on one hand you say we're going to have call the National Guard out, but there's no curfew.
Right, I don't understand that either.
Now it's no curfew. I mean, the two things are usually the opposite. If you have a National Guard, you have a curfew, don't you? So they have the National Guard. The second thing is that it's so hard to discern what really happened because we don't know, and nobody really knows but the officer who was involved. But when you mislead people, and there has been some of that in the police report somehow or the other, we know the stories have been changed a couple of times, you automatically, your credibility is not good with other people. And so when you've been oppressed people, like obviously some of these people have, you tend to think that they're lying to me again.
Well, and Al
Sharpton comes in, he stirs it up.
It's 75% African-American community.
Yeah, right. And
the police force is mostly white.
Three black officers.
Right. Police force is mostly white. You can't deny the fact the young man did not have a weapon on him.
Yeah.
He was unarmed.
All right, so what do you say about someone shot 6 times with no weapon?
That was unarmed.
Yeah, but here's the thing they tell you now, and I heard Glenn Beck's guys, which, by the way, sometimes they drive me a little nuts, but anyway, say this, that and we should ask the cop, we'll ask the sheriff and the chief Friday, and they've said this before, when you draw your gun,
you draw it to kill.
Be prepared to shoot it and to kill whoever you're shooting at. Now, if you're shooting at a big guy who's a big kid and he shot him, twice and he's still coming at you, I suppose you don't stop there. You got to finish the job. 6 sounds like an inordinate amount of shots to a person who's unarmed. You think that somebody after getting shot a couple could be subdued? I don't know. I'm not going to question officers that are out there on the line. They have put their lives
on the line. And how
quick
quick was those shots fired off?
Yeah, good question.
That's because you would think if he shot him twice and he failed, then he shot him 4 more times, they would be in the back or something. All these shots were in the front.
Yeah.
Where it looks like, or it seems like he was still upright or coming towards the officer. Now, we have no idea.
No.
And everybody's saying the officer didn't have to shoot him. You don't know what the officer or anybody at that point deems as, fearing for their life or their safety.
Yeah, and this guy Crump, he comes in and says it verifies the worst the family thinks happened. He was executed. It confirms what he witness said. This was an execution. That's what the witnesses said from day one. I'm a little difficulty calling it an execution.
Yeah,
I understand how they feel about it, and I understand that when you kill somebody unarmed, that's a word. That's a leap, though. Going from shooting an unarmed man, which by itself is not a good thing, bad.
No, it's terrible.
But it's not execution. Execution is malice. Execution is first-degree murder. Execution is premeditated, isn't it?
Well, a lot of people will say this was first-degree murder, premeditated murder.
I mean, suppose, but so we got to get away from all the hyperbole and all the
all the rhetoric and everything that's being
down to what we can figure out here. I know it's what they're trying to do, but of course, the fact that they say he raised his hands to surrender, and now everybody's walking around with their hands raised. If, in fact, he was walking toward him with his hands raised and he shot him, that seems a little bit unorthodox to me.
Well, and I'm sure, it all depends on was he I got my hand raised, but when I get to you, I'm going to get you or something. You know,
I don't know.
I don't know how to, because we weren't there. That's the thing. Right now, on the surface of it, it looks fishy to me. And here's the thing, buddy. This is something Buddy Martin said this a year and a half ago on this program, 2 years ago on this program. Put it in a courtroom and let them decide.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do.
You said that about the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman case.
Right.
And I thought, why does he got to go to a courtroom, buddy? George Zimmerman is justified in what he did. You and I had those arguments on the radio.
Yes, we did.
But ultimately, it went to a courtroom, and it was decided.
Yes. We don't always like the way they come out, but that's what
I thought they came out the right way in Orlando.
But I'm saying to you, that's the only way, fair way to do it.
That's the only way to do it.
So we're going to have the same thing.
This officer is going to have to get indicted.
You hope this is where it ends. You hope other violence doesn't come as a result. This is what they're trying to keep a cap on right now. So that somebody else now draws down somebody, shoots somebody else, and now we got a war. Because there was a time last week watching TV where it looked like Ferguson, Missouri was Baghdad.
Last night it looked that way. Molotov cocktails. People have taken guns and started firing on the state police. And let me explain something to you. I know that, everybody's got their own weapons and we all own guns and everything in this country. And I know firepower and all. Did you see the stuff the state police had on the streets in Ferguson?
Yeah.
I would think that the citizens of Ferguson may be a little outgunned if it came down to it.
Yeah, I think those big old weapons, those Bearcats and things that they got, they look alike. That's what's happening today in police departments. We know here in town they're having to do it.
Well, yes, because they were outgunned for a long time.
Right, and drug dealers got more weapons.
Right.
Now we're talking about you get a bigger gun, and then where you go.
And here's what's lost in the whole thing, buddy, is there's a group of people, a small group of people that is causing all this violence and unrest. 95, 98, 99% of the people that are protesting and holding vigils and everything in Ferguson are doing it peacefully and then dispersing when they're asked to leave.
Let's hope it changes that way. That's what we want to hope. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll let's wait to play Fake and Factoid next hour. You want to?
Well, Diamond can wait to get beat. She doesn't mind.
I think Diamond might have beat you last time she plays, I recall.
She did beat me last time we played.
Just be a little careful how you put that out there. All right, we'll take a break, come back, more on the other side of Voice of Ocala right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
It's the ultimate summer staycation, just minutes from downtown Ocala, but miles away from the ordinary. A summer sports or summer golf membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club is your all-inclusive ticket to a summer filled with activities and fun from June through September. A summer membership at Golden Ocala opens the door to a world-class setting. Is golf your game? Is tennis your passion? Or is lounging poolside more your speed? Want to get in shape? Work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center and then relax and unwind in the sauna or the spa. Summer members also have use of the Equestrian Center at Golden Ocala, offering full board and paddock, impeccable trails, and a jumping ring for riders of all ages. Summer memberships are going fast, so visit goldenocala.com and explore the options. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. This summer, you can live there and still play here.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at MarionHeartWalk.org.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole-house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Back for the final segment here on Voice of Ocala. Buddy Martin along with Tom Schmitz and Diamond on the board. You know, when I was a kid, played football, we used to give us an old wet towel to suck on. That was what we got for water. Now, of course, you get water breaks, you get Gatorade, whatever. But what an unfortunate thing happened, tragic thing happened in Douglas County recently. Football player named Zaires Oliver collapsed after practice. He became brain dead. He drank 4 gallons of water during football practice. And Zaires Oliver dead at 17 years old. So you got to be right. You know, the old coaches knew something about what they were talking about.
I got a very good friend of mine that's the assistant football. He's the offensive line and defensive line coach. His kid played for him.
Oh, yeah.
At Douglas County High School. Very good friend of mine that's coach there. And I talked to him over the weekend, and they're distraught. Yeah. And they're looking into new procedures and everything. But, you know, it's a fine line, buddy, between giving the kids enough breaks so they don't suffer from heat stroke and then them doing too much unsupervised because they think it's so hot. Because heat stroke's a legitimate concern, but then drinking too much water and overhydrating, you can actually almost drown. Like this kid did. He basically drowned. Yeah. And so it's a fine line that coaches need to keep close watch of.
And they gave us salt pills.
Yeah.
Which is what you don't need either. Anyway, tragic thing in Douglas County. We talked about this earlier. Oh, by the way, another story these are stories I want to get out of the way because they annoy me and make me angry and sad. Well, I mean, here's the one. A Maryland man shot and stabbed his 3-year-old daughter to death.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, come on.
Stupid.
I mean, that's not stupid. It's just a whack job.
Yeah, well,
it's a whack job.
This weekend, the New York police got in a gun battle with a guy that was running from him in a car and everything. They tried to stop him, couldn't stop him. I read this in the New York Post over the weekend. Got in a gun battle with him. He's shooting at the cops and everything. Cops finally shoot him, kill him. Come up to the car to make sure he's secure and all. Find out his 1-year-old baby shot dead, too, in the shootout.
Oh, my gosh. These guns.
Yeah, after he'd already went and he had taken the 1-year-old baby after he'd went and shot and killed his mother-in-law and his estranged mother-in-law and wife.
I know everybody doesn't want to hear it because they think it's their inherent right to bear arms, and I know that it is. But these guns, man, I'm telling you,
it's the people with the guns, buddy.
Yeah, right. But I mean, yeah. So take one of them away. You can't kill the people, so don't give them the weapons. Anyway,
kind of like taking away Nissan Sentra because somebody killed somebody in DUI.
Don't get me started. Yeah, I think it's a little bit different in a Glock and a Nissan Sentra. Anyway, don't get me started on that. Here's how many people have. We think sometimes you think, how am I ever going to be able to get retired because I haven't saved enough money and I thought I'd sell my house for a lot. I didn't sell a lot of, and my CDs are not worth what they were. My portfolios, and you think I don't have enough to retire on. But here's a stat staggering from USA Today's story. A third of the people in the United States, 36%, have nothing saved for retirement.
I'm one of the 36%.
14% of people ages 65 and older have nothing. 26% of those 50 to 64, 33% of those 30 to 49, so you be in that category, and 69%, 18 and 29, have no retirement saved. And they quote this guy, Greg McBride, who's the chief financial analyst for Bankrate.com. The numbers are very troubling because the burden of retirement savings is increasingly on us as individuals each passing day, regardless of your age. There's no better time than the present to start saving for your retirement. Now, I get that, and I agree with that. There's only one problem. When you don't have enough money to buy the food at home, it's a little hard to save money. And we're at the poverty level with so many families right now. It's extremely difficult. My mother, who never made, any money in her life, had an ability to put a dollar bill away and save it. I never got that gene, by the way. But she made that money. She's just a saver. And there's no question about it. It takes a certain kind of person to do that. And but by the same token, it's scary to think if you got nothing. And those who had something, by the way, 4 or 5 years ago, got it wiped out. So there you go. It does have it. There's no such thing as a sure bet when it comes to
people who thought real estate was the most secure investment in the world found out 5 years ago wasn't as secure as you thought.
I'm right there with them. So there you go. Let's go with our tweets and quotes and get out of here and get ready for hour 2. Dr. Buddy's in the house. He's got some information for you folks out there. Might be helpful. Is your girlfriend a keeper? Well, Tom, yours is. Yes. You're lucky. But is your girlfriend a keeper? That's the question, Erica. She walks by the way to work to Chick-fil-A. That'll be the question. Dr. Buddy will answer that. Then we'll talk about some food, a special little gourmet kind of good food. I'll tell you about something kind of wild and crazy I mentioned earlier. Right now it's time to go out with tweets and quotes here on a Monday. Quote number 1, Bertrand Russell said, "The whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves and wiser people so full of doubts." Number 2, victory goes to the player who makes the next to last mistake, says chess master Savili Gugarich, whatever the guy's name is. And finally, Carl Sagan, the great Carl Sagan said, "If you want to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first create the universe." It's going to wrap us up for hour 1. Stay tuned. More coming your way, including Dr. Buddy, and something to do with chicken and some kind of good sauce on top of it. Tell you about that. More on my experience at the Trop coming up in hour 2 of the program.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Hey Ocala, does your old car pass this coolness test? Does it smell like a dirty gym bag? Guzzle gas at the pump? Embarrass you at work? If so, then it's time to get back to cool in a nicer, newer car today.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. Summer was great for business, but soon the cooler temperatures will drag down my sales. So this month, I'm helping you get back to cool. Bring me in your old car, and I'll give you up to $3,853 more than it's worth.
Worried about the credit history pop quiz? No need to cram for this exam.
With our For the People credit approval process, we will help you make the grade with banks and lenders who want to get you approved. Getting back to cool is easier than algebra.
You deserve a car that's too cool for school, but don't miss the bus.
My Back to Cool event ends when we've helped 57 people get cool in a nicer, newer car. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit us at Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new Old Fashioned Bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
The hottest CD deal this summer is with Florida Credit Union. Our summer CD special includes a short 25-month term combined with 1.51% APY. Take advantage of this high-yield CD special. Offer good through Saturday, August 30th, 2014. In DeLand, call 386-738-4717. In Ocala, call 352-237-8222. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA. Offer subject to change at any time. $10,000 minimum.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Your official news source, WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. Iraqi forces withheld from U.S. airstrikes regained control of Mosul Dam from Islamic terrorists.
From the beginning, we were very focused on Mosul Dam as something that could threaten our people if it indeed was breached. We've been watching it and looking at it, and when the Iraqi security forces were able to mount an operation to retake it, we were there to provide support.
State Department spokeswoman Marie Harf. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon is ending the midnight to 5 a.m. curfew in Ferguson.
The curfew hasn't worked. 2 days of curfew in place, and we've had 2 days of big clashes out on the street. The demonstrators are still out there. They're as emotional or more emotional than they were in the days leading up to this.
Fox's Mike Tobin. Nixon is ordering the National Guard into Ferguson to help with security. This comes after a second consecutive night of unrest, sparked by the police killing of teen Michael Brown. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Hour two of the program, like the man said, Voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, along with Tom Schmitz and Diamond Jewel. That should be your last name. Should be Jewel. Diamond Jewel. Diamond's in the house with us today. Before we get started on some of the dialogue from the weekend, hope your weekend went well. I talked about mine the first hour. I don't like to bore you with details, but, you know, I had an unusually good trip, and I like to share and talk a little bit about my experience of going to the Trop and a little bit about the experience of being in St. Petersburg and visiting with some friends. And I'll just do a little more of that this hour. Then in hour three in sports, we'll discuss the game itself. Derek Jeter playing his final game, of course, at the Trop. And I'll tell you about how a guy got caught off guard there.
Sometimes St. Petersburg gets a bad rap as being dangerous. Tampa's safe and St. Petersburg dangerous. You ever think it gets a bad rap that way?
I don't know the crime figure, so I shouldn't say, but there are some parts of St. Pete that have issues. There's no question about it. I think it's probably part of. I would think Tampa is probably more dangerous. Would be my take.
But I lived in Oldsmar for a while.
Yeah, and
the perception always was St. Pete's the dangerous area. Tampa's the good side.
It's funny, I lived in St. Pete. That was the perception of Tampa.
But it was the dangerous area. St. Pete was the good side.
Yeah, so don't know. I don't know the facts on that. But anyway, what they've done with the downtown, the waterfront there, having worked at the paper back in the day when they were talking about doing things, every time they took a poll or a survey, they said you need to do something with your waterfront, and you have to have people living downtown. Hello? Does that sound familiar? People living downtown? Guess what they have now? Lots of people living downtown in terrific high-rise apartments. Now, I'm not saying that Ocala has to have high-rise apartments. I'm delighted that Sandy McBride's project on the Sprint building is going forward, and I certainly hope that the Albert Peak project with the hotel is going to come about. That's what we need in the downtown area without question.
Parking garage first.
That'll come too with it. It's time to make moves in that direction because we've got a lot going. Like we said last week, we talked to Dale Barron, and he thinks that still the best kept secret around here is how good Marion County is. He says it takes his friends coming from out of town to visit for him to realize that. And I agree with that. So anyway, we got it pretty good. Anyway, I digress, and we'll talk more about Tampa, St. Pete, the Rays. My family wanted to know whether they're going to build a new stadium or not, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, but it's going to be a long time for them to do anything. They ain't got any money. So
right.
Let's talk for a second about people, short people, and whatever. It's funny how people can appear so big on TV or on the movies, you know? You don't know that they're just tiny people, you know? I mean,
I read this article. This is great.
Yeah. I mean, this list of short people. You can play along even though you read it. And when you look at somebody in life, someone who's under 5'8", probably not going to get too much attention, to be honest.
I was very surprised by one person on this list.
Well, Bruno Mars, by the way, of course,
well, I knew he was kind of
born Peter Gene Hernandez. Of course, he has a big following. 5'5".
Yeah, I knew he was a short guy.
5'5". Now I knew he was short. Here's a guy I didn't realize how short he was. He plays probably because he plays an action hero, right? Robert Downey Jr. How big would you say he is?
6'1",
5'8".
By the way, you told me to play along. That's the one that surprised me.
Okay.
I thought he was like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. Oh, see, did he?
And then when I saw the article, I was like, wow, he's an inch shorter than I am.
He plays big, you know.
Yeah, I thought he was much taller than 5'8".
And the other thing is too is that
Tom Cruise is like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, he's up there too. People who wonder about Pat Sajak and what have you. One of the things that looks great on TV is big heads, and Irv Griffin knew that.
Merv Griffin, yeah.
I mean, Merv Griffin knew that. Merv Griffin knew that, and Pat Sajak and Vanna White, both have big heads.
So I'd look fantastic on TV.
I guess we would. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's just funny. It's not so much the size, physical size, as it is how you play. Now, I don't know how tall he is, but apparently he's pretty short. The number's not on it. How big is Prince? Is he about 5'8"?
He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, tiny guy too. Huh?
And like 135 pounds. Little guy.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What? 5'2".
Is that how tall he is?
Yeah.
I thought he was.
Yeah.
5'5", 5'6".
Prince is 5'2".
Yeah, but gifted.
Yeah, I'd say absolutely.
And you never realize he's that short because he wears platform shoes a lot when he's performing and everything.
Right. Now, height's not everything.
No.
Take Salma Hayek.
4'11".
No, she doesn't have to worry about her height. She has other attributes, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But 5'2".
I thought she was like 4'11",
I thought she was
5'6"
or so.
No.
Yeah. So you knew all this stuff, huh? Anyway, all some of these people very, very shy. I had no idea Prince was 5'2". And of course the Kardashians. You always got to have the Kardashians in there.
Well, Kim's got to be small.
Well, she married Chris Humphries. How tall is he?
He was 6'11".
According to this article, she's 5'2".
Yeah, I would think she's
not 5'2".
But Chloe now, Chloe's like 5'7", 5'8".
5'2", Tom.
Yes, my girlfriend would tower over them.
She would. She towers over you.
Yes, she does. She comes in at 6'1". So
she's a beautiful lady, though. I got to tell you that. She carries it very well. My wife's not exactly short.
Well, no, Miss Joni's not a short person either.
Diamond might know who this is. You don't. I don't. Vanessa Hudgens.
Of course I know who Vanessa Hudgens is.
All right. How tall do you think she is? And who is she, by the way?
Vanessa? I think Vanessa's like 5'5", 5'6".
5'1".
Wow, I would have never known that.
We're talking short, Tom. Short.
Next thing you're going to tell me Drew Barrymore is 5 foot tall.
I wonder how tall she is. I think she's 5'5" or so, I believe. I think.
I don't know. You scared me with all these heights.
Anyway, I won't be able to get all these in today, but Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, she's like 5'2", 5'1", 5'2". Yeah, she's a little thing.
5'1". We're talking little bitty things, Tom. Little bitty. Diamond, that's a little bitty, isn't it? 5'1"?
Yeah, that's very.
Yeah, it's a little too short. And finally, because she's one of my favorite girls, I got to find out. Hayden Panettiere. By the way, Nashville will be back in about 3 weeks.
She's like 5 foot tall.
You think?
Yeah. Hayden's a little bitty thing. 4'11", 5 foot tall.
Really?
Yeah. She's a little bitty thing.
You're absolutely correct. On the money. 5 feet tall.
Yeah, she's a little bit. If you ever see her next to her boyfriend, I mean, is it Evgeny McCulkin or one of the hockey players she's a fiance of? I mean, he's like 6'4", and she looks like a Muppet next to him.
She's like a watch charm or something, you know?
And I watched over the weekend, one of those movies that you just, when it's on the TV and you just stop and watch. One of those movies is, there goes Sydney, by the way. She's going by she's walking by the studio, see?
You're waving to your fan base out there. I see that. Yeah.
So remember the Titans was on.
Yeah.
You just have to stop and watch that movie.
I didn't remember the Titans were on.
It was on.
Oh, wait a minute.
I know.
You just say
the movie.
You just say remember the Titans are on. No, right. Remember the Titans.
The movie Remember the Titans were on.
Yeah.
And the little 12-year-old girl who knows more about football than a lot of football players in that movie, you forget, is Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
The daughter of one of the football coaches is actually Hayden Panettiere.
Well, you know that we watched a little of Dead Poets Society. Johnny didn't want to watch the whole thing, but I watched it. And you know who one of the kids in the school is? Dead Poets Society.
Ethan Hawke, Josh Charles.
Josh from Good Wife is one of the kids.
Yeah.
How about that? So,
Yeah.
All right. Enough digressing. It's time for the doctor to come in the house. We got any serious problems here? Anybody need my advice? Oh yeah. How do you tell if your girlfriend is right for you? We're going to do a little girlfriend check for you. A little girlfriend. Dr. Buddy's going to give a girlfriend quiz here in just a moment. Is your girlfriend a keeper? Listen up, guys. We're going to do the best we can to get information for you. Get your pencil and paper out or something in one of your apps you can write on. We're going to tell you, is your girlfriend a keeper? Coming up next right here on Buddy.
I'm just glad it's you this week because last week how to date a divorced woman. I was uncomfortable with that.
So we change it.
Glad Dr. Buddy's here.
Right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of the Properties Salon in downtown Ocala. Here in Florida, we're all about summertime fun, but along with the warm weather comes humidity, which leads to the dreaded frizzies. Are you tired of checking the weather report every morning before deciding to flat iron your hair? Sick of looking like the Lion King every day by noon? Has God just not seen fit to answer your prayers for patience and silky, frizz-free hair? Well, your troubles are over. Come to the Properties Salon for one of our hair smoothing systems. Specializing in Peter Coppola and Cezanne keratin smoothing treatments, the Properties Salon can tame your unruly locks with these formaldehyde-free formulas. And with the discount code BuddyRocks, you will save 20%. Not fighting the frizzies? Mention the same code BuddyRocks to save 20% off one of our many services such as cuts, color, extensions, and manis and petties. Gentlemen, this special is not just for the ladies. We do great cuts and color for men too. Check us out at theproperties.com for more information.
Men, do you know your testosterone level? Are you experiencing decreased energy levels or unusual sleeping problems? Have you noticed you have less strength or endurance, decreased sex drive, increased irritability or depression? If so, you may be experiencing problems with low testosterone. If you're interested in a free testosterone screening, please call Rinstar Medical Research at 352-629-5800. Again, that number is 352-629-5800.
Are you a business owner looking for a new and innovative way to reach consumers by thinking outside of the box? Well, here's a great new idea that thinks inside the box. Value Box. Value Box is a beautiful recipe box that features your business's profile on the front of recipe cards with a personal recipe on the back. With Value Box, a business's name can stay in front of their customers for years. They also offer an app for your iPhone or iPad for those who cook in the 21st century. So if it's time for your business to think outside the box to reach consumers, start by thinking inside the box with Value Box. For more information, you can contact Chuck Henderson of Value Box USA at 352-433-5301. That's 352-433-5301. Or by email, chuck@valueboxusa.com.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Okay, easy. All right, set her down. Over there. Easy.
What are you doing?
Oh, honey, you're home early. Nothing.
Really? Because it looks to me like you've torn up the entire yard with this giant tractor.
Not all of it. There is a small section over there I didn't
That's
get.
not even funny. Why are you tearing up my yard?
Well, the sprinkler head broke.
So you thought it was a good idea to fix it with a huge tractor?
Well, not at first, but then when I tried to fix it, I hit the main line. Thought it would be a good idea
You thought
if...
all of this was a good idea? Here's an idea. Why don't you just call Mike Scott Plumbing? It's that easy. In fact, let me help you out with that. 237-2888.
But it's the weekend.
I know. They don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. Remember the commercials? If water runs through it, they do it. And they're already on their way. So get this monstrosity out of my yard.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
A crane? Really?
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your gospel. Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Dr. Buddy in the house, trying to pull up his latest information on how to tell if your girlfriend is the right one for you. And our computer's playing little tricks on us here, so we'll have to just work on that part for a second. It's called, Is Your Girlfriend a Keeper, Tom? That's what I'm looking for, but it's not letting me get back on my, it's a Forbes story, and I'm not able to pull it up just yet. So we will, while we're waiting, I just wanted to say that everyday advice for you from Dr. Buddy and your relationships, and I find myself doing this a little bit. You don't want to complain all the time to your partner. Stop with the complaining. I'm guilty as charged. I do that a lot. But before you start talking about something, stop using your partner for a piñata. Just to download the problems you had on a bad day. And you can take this a step further. I'm all about repairing relationships. I think it's great for people to confess their sins and move on. But sometimes I think spouses get to a point in their life and they had an indiscretion somewhere back in their past that they really just want to unload their guilt. It's not about really doing repair for the partner. It's about unloading your own guilt. And oftentimes that can be very damaging. I'm not a psychiatrist, nor do I play one on TV, nor did I even say on the Holiday Inn Express last night. But I'm going to be staying at one pretty soon at Silver Springs, Tom, because, well, that's another story. So that's a key thing. It's a small little thing, but something I think that you should pay attention to, because value your relationship. Spend time with your partner. You heard me say on this program a lot that you need to make a date, not just a date night, but you need to make a date every day when you and your partner, your spouse, whatever, you spend 10 or 15 minutes just for you. Not the kids, not the neighbors, not your pals or your girlfriends, just the two of you to sit down over a glass of lemonade, a glass of wine, or a cup of coffee and talk about each other and what you've done in the day. It will do wonders for your relationship because, let's face it, we're all out there pedaling hard. We're all trying to get ahead. We're all working. We're all too busy. And so we're not going to take the time of what should be the most valuable thing in your life, and that is your relationship with your significant other. So the reason that we have problems with it is we don't value it. We don't spend time. I can't pull it up, but I can tell you right now how to tell if a girlfriend's a keeper. Right?
I'm looking and I can't find it on Forbes either.
It's been on there for a while. It's something that came out quite some time ago. But I don't remember the story, but I can tell you this. First of all, one of the things that annoyed me yesterday at the ball game, a couple sitting in front of me, both Rays fans, looked like they're probably in their 30s, late 30s or so. And next to her were two Yankee fans who were typical Yankee fans from the Bronx or Queens, okay? Nothing wrong with them. I love New Yorkers and all that kind of stuff. But these two guys are putting the show on, okay? Everything they say, something's got to be funny, and they got to be at the center of attention, and they got to, they always got to have the spotlight on them. And so I'm watching this girl talking a lot to these two guys. She's spending a lot of her time talking to them, and they're just entertaining her. Now, I wouldn't go for that if that was my wife or spouse or whatever. It's one thing to be friendly, but to spend, a half hour just talking to these people and being entertained, I put that on her. That's disrespectful. I don't like it. And if your girlfriend's doing that, problem's on the way. However, Tom did find this story I wanted to really. Thank you, Tom. This is how to know if your girlfriend is legit or not, okay? If she's the one for you. 10 ways to know you're dating a good woman, as Tom says. A couple things here. A good woman is intellectually challenging. It's sometimes not something we think about. We think about everything else but that. But I know you got one at home.
You can't talk to an empty head. You just can't do it.
Yeah, and certainly, there's a physical attraction and all that stuff. But in the end, they got to have something in the brain, and you have to be able to have a discussion about something. And, after a while, it's going to get awfully thin. And so you have to have that. A couple of the items before we run out of time. I like this list. A good woman moves past petty jealousies. You can't hold a grudge. Diamond, do you hold a grudge?
Not at all.
No?
Nope.
You move past your petty jealousies?
Yeah.
All right. A mature woman will have the man in her life have his freedom, providing he doesn't betray her trust or do something that ruins a privilege. It's called the hall pass. A couple more. This is one of my favorites. A good woman is honest and genuine. If she's telling you little white lies, that's a warning sign. And you're not going to be in that relationship long if you can't trust them. I would say trust is the most important thing in a relationship. Knowing that you can trust that person. Very important. A good woman is empathetic. Being compassionate, supportive, and encouraging toward your partner is a huge part of building a successful relationship. Tom, in my marriage, my wife is the number one Buddy Martin cheerleader. She is. My friends tease her about carrying the pom-poms. She's always...
She does, though.
She does. She always is. And I'll tell you so much. You better not say anything critical about her husband because she'll come after you. And she's just so empathetic and so supportive. And, that's something that you can't break. And finally, a good woman puts effort in for you, as you should for her. We want to see, I want to see my wife happy. It makes me happy to see her happy. And it should go both ways. She has to put in the work, and you got to put in the work. You could do something very simple, do something that would make her, happy, whether it be a flower or a kind word or just bragging on her or whatever. But she needs to also put in the effort on you, and sometimes that takes a lot of effort, Tom, on guys like us.
It does.
So it takes a little bit more than what you realize. So there's a couple of things for you. Thank you, Tom, for pulling that up on what a good woman is and how you find out she's the right one for you. You can tell the warning signs. You'll know pretty soon. That you can almost reverse that and say the same thing about a good man. The same thing.
The thing that was toughest for me with Jennifer is insistent when we're at home together that she cooks everything. She doesn't want me in the kitchen. She doesn't want me anything in the kitchen.
And you're kind of like, you know your way around a kitchen.
I do. And she's also insistent, buddy, and it took me a while to get used to this. At first, it aggravated me. I'm like, what do you think, I'm an invalid or something? Mm-hmm. If we're watching a television program or something, if my cup gets empty, I'm used to getting up, filling my own ice cup up and pouring some tea or some Kool-Aid or something. Mm-hmm. She gets offended if I try to make myself something to drink.
She's making a lot of women look bad right now when you're saying that.
But I'm just, that's what, but on the other hand.
I get it.
But on the other hand, she tells me she's doing nothing outside. When the walk needs to be swept or when the porch needs to be cleaned off, when the garbage needs to be taken out. She ain't touching that. That's my job.
Unfortunately, my wife does both those things. But you've eaten at my house and you're at Mike's table. You don't do things when you get up.
No, you don't.
You don't take your plate. You don't get up and get your dessert. You sit in your chair and you get served. That's part of it. So it's a good thing to have.
But it takes a long time to get used to.
So you just get spoiled. You don't like it or what?
No. I understand. I understand that it's what she wants to do and it makes her happy now. Mm-hmm. But it took me a while to understand that doing that kind of just that little thing makes her happy. Yeah. Just like last night, I'll tell you this on the radio. I don't care. My job is when Jennifer goes to sleep. She leaves because she got she's working now at Golden Ocala in the front office and everything.
Great job.
My job is at night if she forgets to, and she does every now and then because she's tired. Last night I rinsed out her stockings for her, hung them up on coat hangers. Hang them up on coat hangers so they can dry.
I hope we're rolling on this.
Yeah, that's my job.
I hope this is a good one. I can't wait to hear the promo where Tom says,
it's my job.
Last night I rinsed out her stockings.
I did.
Wow.
That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
Hey, I'm just impressed with you.
It's part of what you do.
You have become domesticated.
It's part of what you do.
This is the same guy I knew 3 years ago.
Part of what you do.
Wow. Good for you.
Part of what you do.
Come over and rinse out my socks. Oh, I don't worry.
I'm not doing that. Calm down.
All right, Tom, I have another story for you. I'll tell you more about the ball game, the Rays. You got Take Your Factory coming up next half hour. Stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
That's what you want to do. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I practice exclusively in the representation of accident victims. And we've been asked many times why we would support and sponsor the program Ask the Cops with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham, who are in the world of criminal law enforcement. Well, these legal rights actually overlap. In civil law enforcement, we're in the business of recovering for victims of accidents that which has been taken away from them and holding the responsible party accountable. Both civil law and criminal law share those common goals. So we're all in the field of law enforcement, and for that reason, we're proud to sponsor Ask the Cops on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. So if your family or a friend needs help in an accident situation, feel free to contact us at our website, The Briggs Law Firm. We're located in the Ocala Historic District.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. Iraqi forces, with help from U.S. airstrikes, regained control of Mosul Dam from Islamic terrorists.
From the beginning, we were very focused on Mosul Dam as something that could threaten our people if it indeed was breached. We've been watching it and looking at it. And when the Iraqi security forces were able to mount an operation to retake it, we were there to provide support.
State Department spokeswoman Marie Harf. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon is ending the midnight to 5 a.m. curfew in Ferguson.
The curfew hasn't worked. 2 days of curfew in place, and we've had 2 days of big clashes out on the street. The demonstrators are still out there. They're as emotional or more emotional than they were in the days leading up to this.
Fox's Mike Tobin. Nixon is ordering the National Guard into Ferguson to help with security. This comes after a second consecutive night of unrest sparked by the police killing of teen Michael Brown. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com/.
Alice?
Yes, George?
I'm royalty at Devon's Self-Storage now on Highway 200 across from Hobby Lobby. It says so right here in this letter.
George, I read that letter too, and it's Devon's Loyalty Rewards. Pay 3 months in advance, get 5% off. Pay 6 months in advance, get 7% off. Pay 12 months in advance and get 10% off.
See, Alice, Devon's Self-Storage treats me like royalty. Just call them at 873-0777.
Yes, George, yes.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Buddy Martin with you along with Tom Schmitz. Coming up just a moment. Fake or Factoid, the game where you're able to decipher what's real, what's not. Very popular game, soon to be taken over probably in the spot either Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. One of the two we haven't decided yet which one it's going to be. And people said, one guy said to me, he said, why do you say that? That's not even true.
Certainly it is.
Certainly it is. Exactly right. Why would it not be true? Tom. Chocolate fried chicken.
Nope.
Now, we had this conversation before, but you have an aversion
to bones.
I do. And we won't have to go into all that. Clowns and bones, chicken bones and clowns, that's you.
Any bones and clowns.
Think about the delicacy of fried chicken, Tom, without the bones. Covered with chocolate.
Yeah, no.
It's a new thing, Tom.
Not at Tom's household, it's not. Let's ask this lady. Would you eat fried chicken covered in chocolate? See, she's not going to eat
This man would eat chocolate fried chicken. I know he would. I would. Chocolate fried chicken? No takers?
No takers. Nobody wants chocolate fried chicken.
That's not true. That's not true. It's one. You know why I know? There's a place called Choco Chicken opened up in L.A.
Well, maybe in L.A. They're whack jobs in California. What do you want from me?
You want just burgers and pizza all the time in your life?
Let's ask an 18-year-old. Diamond, if I said tonight we're having chocolate-covered fried chicken, you going for that?
Probably not. It sounds hilarious to me, actually. It's kind of funny. I don't
Why are you
think
saying
I'm-
that? Why are you saying it's sounding hilarious?
Because, I don't know, chocolate and chicken doesn't really
How
go
do you know?
Exactly.
Didn't your mother ever tell you? How do you know unless you taste it?
Chocolate and peanut butter go together. We know this. Chocolate and chicken, that'd be like saying vanilla and fish. I'm not doing that either. You know what I mean?
Tom, you could put some peanut butter on your chocolate chicken. You got it all. Think about that. Now, that would be some good eating right there. Chocolate chicken.
And now the next story.
No, I mean, I'm kidding. You ever heard about Umami Burger? You ever heard of that?
No.
Adam Fleischman
yeah, I know who Adam Fleischman
No, he's a big dude.
You know, he's got a great show on now called Kitchen Wars, where he has just a normal household cook with their 5 best recipes go up against 5 chefs, and just 5 regular people get to choose which one they like the best. And you can win up to $100,000 on this show.
Yeah.
Pretty good show.
Yeah.
Buddy,
apparently this is white chocolate, by the way, which is one of the things that people
Oh, well,
say.
okay. Now maybe if it's white chocolate.
It said that they're complaining. It said, white chocolate's not chocolate.
Yeah,
white chocolate is a derivative.
Oh, yeah, white chocolate makes all the difference. No, it doesn't.
No?
No.
What? You like chicken, you just don't like it with bones, right?
I like chicken breast,
and you like
I like light meat. I don't really care for the oily dark meat at all.
Okay, all right, so that's fine. I'm with you on that. But don't you like chocolate?
I do like chocolate.
Okay, why would
I
you
even like white chocolate. It's my favorite of the 2 chocolates.
Really? You have some strange eating habits, bro. That's all I got to say. How could you? It's un-American to like chocolate chicken.
It's time for Tom's story now.
Oh, boy.
Buddy, when was the last time we talked about Flight 370?
Probably 3 weeks ago, maybe.
It's still missing.
I know.
Now there's more missing. Malaysian police are searching for a Pakistani national who allegedly stole money from the bank accounts belonging to 4 people aboard Malaysia Airlines MH370. They're trying to locate Ali Farhan, who last worked as a car mechanic. Authorities have arrested 2 people in relation to the alleged theft, an HSBC bank officer and her husband. The bank officer is accused of using internet banking to transfer money from 4 passenger bank accounts to another passenger's account. Then $10,000 of that was then allegedly transferred to a 5th account belonging to Farhan. In total, about $35,000 is reported missing from accounts of 2 Chinese passengers, 2 Malaysian passengers, and a flight steward. Police have yet to charge a couple who have been in police custody since their arrest on Tuesday, but they're looking for a man, a Pakistani national who, along with this other duo, have allegedly robbed the bank accounts of 4 different passengers that were aboard the lost flight of MH370.
Some real quality people.
How terrible is that?
Are you suggesting collusion? This is part of the reason that they lost it, that these people bombed the plane or something? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm just saying that one of the side stories of this missing plane is now people are raiding the bank accounts of these people that are missing.
Yeah, what? And how do they get that information? I know they're hackers, but I mean, gosh.
I know that's very strange.
I talked to a man Saturday night. He said, "You'd be amazed how much theft goes on potentially in the bank. That there's a lot of ways you can cheat the bank.
Really?
And there are lots of things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they've caught. He personally had caught a few. He started. I'm not going to go into the scams that they use, but there's lots of ways you have to look out for the bank. And he told me about how he's in charge of this club one time, and this club, this private club, he was just sort of a president of the club, and the club, which had a restaurant, and they'd have 100 fillets brought in every week, and somehow only 85 of them made it to the kitchen. You know about this, and 15 would turn up, and they do this all over, and they get these steaks, and they make a bunch. Restaurants, the restaurants get ripped off.
Oh, let me tell you, if it wasn't, I did, because a lot of restaurants do inventory once a week. Some only do it once a month. When I ran Mellow Mushroom, I would come in every night after we closed and do an inventory of the night before to that night on a nightly basis to make sure, because people will walk out with a loaf of ham. You don't think anything about that. They walk out with a 5-pound loaf of, deli ham. Well, that's no big deal. It is to the restaurant owner who just paid $45 for that loaf of ham.
Yeah.
A box of pizza cheese. Who's going to miss one box of cheese out of 25 to get delivered a week to a restaurant? At $98 for a box of cheese, the restaurant owner will.
It's like that Johnny Cash song where you stole the car one
piece at a time, and
right?
it didn't cost me a dime.
Yeah.
Hey, breaking news, buddy. President Obama just addressed the news. He says two things. One, the Kurdish forces, through the airstrikes that have been the U.S. has used to be able to support them, that the Kurdish forces have been able to take back the Mosul Dam, the main power source for for part of Iraq. And also, he announced that Attorney General Eric Holder will be in Ferguson, Missouri on Wednesday.
Good move. I was going to say he needs to send him to Ferguson.
He's sending the Attorney General to Ferguson on Wednesday, and he says the airstrikes have allowed the Kurdish forces to turn the tide against the ISIS militants and take back the Mosul Dam.
Those ISIS dudes are bad.
They're bad news.
The Kurds have they've been getting beat up for a long time.
Yeah.
They have.
About 1,400 years.
Yeah, right. So they got a little victory there over the ISIS. That's good news. Well, that's glad to hear that. So, all right, let's see here. Where's the story go? By the way, in the sports hour, we had a conversation over the weekend about Derek Jeter, and you had a position to take on that, and consequently, I started looking at a little research on shortstops. So we'll talk about who are the greatest shortstops, and there's no complete list, but we'll talk about that. Meanwhile, back to my discussion about my trip to the Trop, Tom. Talked about it in the first hour. I think the amenities for the Rays games are pretty darn good overall. And one of the little-known things is, aside from the fact that you said you get a variety of food there, is that they allow kids to run the bases after some games.
Really?
It just so happened last night, they let the kids run the bases. And I knew they were going to because my friend Larry told me they would. So I didn't want to tell Alexander for sure.
Now, Saturday night or last night?
Last night.
So y'all went to the game Saturday and Sunday?
No, went Sunday.
Oh, you didn't go to the game Saturday? I thought you went to the game Saturday.
No, we went Sunday. We were going to go Saturday, but the tickets were more expensive.
Oh, okay.
So we went on Sunday. Sellout on Saturday, by the way.
Yeah, because I texted you Saturday,
right,
saying I thought you were at the Trop then.
No, we didn't get down there until about 3:00 and we watched on TV. But Rays got beat them. Jeter beat them, by the way. Drove in the winning run again. Got beat. Was it 3-2? So anyway, where was I? I've forgotten.
Running the bases.
Yeah, run the bases. So Alexander got a chance to run the bases. There must have been conservatively 500 kids with parents and grandparents, walking down on the stadium. It took about 30 minutes. But what a neat experience to get to go run. Imagine you were a kid to run the bases of the Braves. How great would that be?
Oh, that'd have been just perfect.
Yeah. So those little things are good. They do a good job on some things. One of them is not the cash grab.
No.
The cash grab netted, you went up to $16. The guy got $3. You need to put a little more cash in that cash grab.
Yeah.
That's not too good. They have a lot of interesting things that go on. I'm a little bit disappointed in the amount of information that you get in the stadium and the lack of enough video boards. And the PA system is not loud. In right field, you have a hard time hearing it. And if you're not familiar with the players.
And in left field, you can't do anything but hear it.
In right field, you can't. And there's some players on the Yankees that I wouldn't know if I'm for distance looking at them. I can't see their uniforms. They have no numbers on them. And so I relied upon the scoreboard, which is behind me, so I couldn't see it. And I relied upon, the announcer mentioning it one time. And if you missed that one time, you don't know who's hitting.
And it's a huge video board, but you're right. If you're sitting in the right field bleachers,
nothing.
Unless you turn around and watch that video board, you can't see anything.
Nothing. So anyway, I think overall their amenities are good, but I wasn't terribly impressed with that. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Diamond's going to beat you again in Fake or Factoid. We'll talk more about the game itself in the Sports Hour. Stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page coming up next.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
It's the ultimate summer staycation, just minutes from downtown Ocala, but miles away from the ordinary. A summer sports or summer golf membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club is your all-inclusive ticket to a summer filled with activities and fun from June through September. A summer membership at Golden Ocala opens the door to a world-class setting. Is golf your game? Is tennis your passion? Or is lounging poolside more your speed? Want to get in shape? Work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center and then relax and unwind in the sauna or the spa. Summer members also have use of the Equestrian Center at Golden Ocala, offering full board and paddock, impeccable trails, and a jumping ring for riders of all ages. Summer memberships are going fast, so visit goldenocala.com and explore the options. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. This summer, you can live there and still play here.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin will be in the studio answering your questions about your lawns and your gardens on her show, You've Got a Garden.
News Talk, the hottest news and current events served bite-size.
Dr. Courtney Moore is coming on. She's the director of female pelvic medicine at the Glickman Urological Institute. She's coming on to speak to us about the results of the Women and Overactive Bladder Survey.
Ron Crawford is the chairman of the Marion County School Board and the Marion County School Board candidate. He'll be speaking about his candidacy.
And then disaster restoration specialist Joe Reichel will be here from Damage Control Services. He'll be answering your question about that do-it-yourself project you decided to tackle.
Melody Moisey is an Iranian-American Muslim activist and has been contributing to CNN, NPR, the BBC, and PRI. She'll be speaking about her memoir, Haldol and Hyacinths.
All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on the Source WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
All right, back on the program. It's very disturbing to watch that video from Ferguson with the young man lying in the middle of the street, which seems like an eternity, by the way, with nobody coming out there. I mean,
nobody.
We watched, it's a 14-minute video. What did we watch, 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes? There is nobody who moved the direction of that body in the middle of the street. Now, I get that it's a crime scene, and the cops got it all roped off with, yellow tape and stuff, but man, to let someone lie in the street like that who's been shot and dead, it just seems inhumane to me. I don't know that story. I don't quite get that. I don't think that would ever happen in our city. Hopefully not. All right, so just a little tip for you before we play Fake or Factoid. Diamond, how many times you put against Tom?
I think twice.
Twice. Have you beat him both times or just once?
Just once.
Just once the last time. All right. Here's one for you. Stress. You like the smell of oranges or orange blossoms or something like that? You like that?
I do.
I never do this. The smell of an orange relieves stress. Smelling an orange or eating one can reduce stress by over 70%. You better get your crate full, Tom. You go home there and use that for sure. Let's crank up the music and try a little game of Fake or Factoid, America's new favorite game, soon to be syndicated right there with Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. We have not named our host yet. It won't be one of us. It'll be somebody bigger time than that. Let's have the music. A little bit of 24 music there, Tom. All right. Tom versus Diamond. Who goes first this time?
I'll go first.
All right, Tom's going to go first, and then we'll rotate. All right? Number one, Fake or Factoid. You can play along at home if you'd like. Donkeys have a high IQ, but are usually hearing impaired.
Fact.
Fact.
Both of you say fact.
Yep.
One thing about it, Dom, you have to learn about Tom. When he jumps out there to say like he's positive of it, that means he doesn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a tell for him. In poker, that's what would be a tell. It's fake. Both of you got a miss. Number two. I don't know. Are you guys up for this game or what? Act like you're not even into the game.
Oh, no,
now.
we're good. We're good.
Because if you're not, I'll get somebody off the street to play it, and
we're good.
Number two. Elephants communicate in a sound wave below the frequency that humans can hear them. Fake or factoid?
I say fake.
Fact.
Diamond says fake. Tom says fact. Tom is correct. It's fact. All right. You're down by one. You've missed two. Diamond, one more, and you're out of here. Number three. Who chose first? You? The height and width of modern American battleships was originally determined by ensuring they had to be able to go beneath the Brooklyn Bridge and through the Panama Canal. Fake or factoid?
Fact.
Fake.
She loses.
Diamond. Oh, man.
Yeah, I kind of jumped out there on purpose because you told me that.
yeah.
See, and I knew that to be fact.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, we won't go the other two, but let's.
What's the number at least?
All right. By the way, what if I said to you, standard helicopters cannot be more than 7.5 feet high?
How many?
7.5 feet.
Fake.
Why would you say fake?
Because propellers are much taller than 7.5 feet.
The propeller?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's fake, by the way.
It's fake.
I know.
Here's the number. Last year, Americans ate how many million pounds of tortilla chips on Super Bowl Sunday? How many millions?
20 million.
20 million. What do you say, Diamond? How many?
I say 30 million.
30 million. 30 million chips? It's a lot of chips. It's only 8.5. Tom wins that one. All right, Tom's the winner. You can't win every time, Diamond. We're going to take a short break, come back, time for Buddy's Sports Page, talk about a special guy whose birthday it is, former player in baseball, and also we'll talk about the great shortstops coming up next right here on Buddy's Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
My heart like it was Texas, and you taught me how to say.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Hey Ocala, does your old car pass this coolness test? Does it smell like a dirty gym bag? Guzzle gas at the pump? Embarrass you at work? If so, then it's time to get back to cool in a nicer, newer car today.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. Summer was great for business, but soon the cooler temperatures will drag down my sales. So this month, I'm helping you get back to cool. Bring me in your old car, and I'll give you up to $3,853 more than it's worth.
Worried about the credit history pop quiz? No need to cram for this exam.
With our For the People credit approval process, we will help you make the grade with banks and lenders who want to get you approved. Getting back to cool is easier than algebra.
You deserve a car that's too cool for school, but don't miss the bus.
My Back to Cool event ends when we've helped 57 people get cool in a nicer, newer car. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit us at Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. Sierra Prestige.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. Traditional help for truly injured. We trademark registered this belief years ago as our description of our practice at the Briggs Law Firm. By traditional help, we mean that clients actually meet with a partner in the firm who will personally handle their case, not a paralegal. Well, what about truly injured? We limit our practice to injury claims having merit with clients who indeed have been injured. So if you or a loved one have been truly injured, compare our credentials at thebriggslawfirm.com or call us at 671-4600.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
News, sports, weather, talk. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Palm Chevrolet, where supporting the community is the Palm Chevy way, and by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that the guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, "I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had."
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. A military victory on the ground in Iraq.
Today, with our support, Iraqi and Kurdish forces took a major step forward by recapturing the largest dam in Iraq near the city of Mosul.
President Obama speaking moments ago at the White House. ISIS militants had overrun the dam complex. The midnight to 5 a.m. curfew has been lifted in Ferguson, Missouri, and the National Guard has been called up.
The Guard's mission here will be limited in scope, and they will be tasked with protecting the unified command center that we now stand in. That will free up law enforcement resources to protect the peaceful protesters, the citizens of Ferguson and their property.
Colonel Ron Retvogel is superintendent of the State Highway Patrol. And San Bernardino Sheriff says the body of a Marine's missing pregnant wife has been found deep inside a mine shaft. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time. To try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hello, welcome to a Monday edition of Buddy Sports Page as we count it down closer and closer to college football a week from Thursday as Texas A&M and South Carolina kick it off on the SEC Network. Can't wait for it to start. Should be fun. Been doing some homework. Got some news to tell you about if you haven't heard by now. Went through my book today, did all my picks for at least the SEC and some of the other conferences. Really excited about our football Thursdays here because we're going to have jam-packed 2 hours of stuff that you won't hear anywhere else. First of all, our usual Thursday show, 5 to 6 with tons of sports stuff and especially stuff on football. And we'll get into some high school, some college, some pro. We're very, very excited about our Marion County high school matchups where we're going to feature 2 games. 2 teams from Marion County a number of times this season with Tom James and Tom Schmitz on the call.
Do you think that's better than featuring just one school every game, buddy?
Let the listeners be the judge. And we will see. We're glad to be able to do that for you. And thank you to our sponsors who made this possible. Kevin McDonald, Allstate, of course, and now our new partner that we're going to get signed up this week, the Saju brothers from HDG Hotels. There are 3 hotels here in the community. I'll tell you about those a little later. But also, this is really exciting stuff here. Thursday night, we're going to be on our network. Thursday night, we're a part of the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. In fact, we're debuting a show on Thursday. Tom James, Tom Spitz, myself here, along with our friends in Brunswick, Savannah, Hilton Head, and Waycross. They will be on the first segment. That would be Kevin Thomas, B.J. Bennett, and Matt Osborne. We'll get in the huddle with them, and we'll talk about the big games and what I call the big 3 in the SEC: South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, not necessarily in that order, and the 4 teams in the ACC: Florida State. We carry the Seminoles games here on the station. The Miami Hurricanes, the Clemson Tigers, and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. My friend Butch is going to be glad to hear about that. We're going to talk about those conferences a lot, and guess what? Tom even gets to talk about his beloved Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern Eagles, brand new member along with Appalachian State of the Sun Belt Conference.
Might have made a big mistake with that. I don't know. Anyway, so that, and of course,
Georgia Southern and Appalachian State got a degree from both of them. So, hey, there you go.
Well, and they managed to overcome that. That's
they
good.
They did manage to overcome it.
The AAC, of course, the schools we'll be looking at, of course, is UCF and USF as well. So lots of football. And here's the centerpiece. We're just a bunch of yahoos doing this, right? We just sort of do this and have fun and whatever. But there's some people who are going to be on this program Thursday night, Southern and Pigskin tonight, that have got the goods. And that would be Terry Bradshaw. Yes, the Terry Bradshaw. Every Thursday, he asks to be on our show. Tom?
Okay, that's just a good old boy from Louisiana.
I don't know.
I guess. That's what he is, a good old boy from Louisiana.
Maybe a little more than that. I believe he's got 3 or 4 Emmys there.
He does, but his roots are in Louisiana football.
Well, he's in Hawaii right now.
Trying to patch things up after a hurricane.
Well, they didn't say that wasn't that bad out there. But he'll be joining us every Thursday. We'll actually probably have him Wednesday and Thursday both. And Terry will give us, and so get this, it's not just NFL, which, of course, he does well every Sunday on Fox as the star of that show. It's going to be college ball. He loves him some college ball. So we're going to talk. He said, Jimmy Johnson and I watch SEC football every weekend. So Terry will be joining us, and then we'll have names like Tony Barnhart.
Mr. College Football.
Yeah, and other names you'll know around the South as we weigh in with them talking about SEC and ACC football. So it's going to be one heck of a 2-hour show.
There's a chance we may get the voice of Florida State football, Gene Deckerhoff. There's a chance we get him.
Could happen.
You think we'll ever get Mick Huber, the voice of the Florida Gators, on here?
I like Mick.
I like Mick a lot.
Mick and I are friends. That's a good point.
Mick a lot.
Maybe we should try. I never tried before.
I just like the way he says, "Oh my."
I'm hoping the old ball coach might be on with us, but it's tough.
Tough during football season.
Tough. I'm holding out hope we can get him on for a couple of questions, but if not this game, maybe later in the season.
You like to say, I'll do anything for my old buddy Martin.
I don't know about that. And we'll probably also we might get the guy you hate on a little later on in the season. We'll talk about that. We've had Jimbo Fisher on. We'll see about that. So it's going to be a lot of football.
Why do you say, do I look like Bianchi?
No, not Bianchi.
I don't. You said that I hate this guy. I don't. Mike Bianchi hates him.
Urban Meyer.
I hate him too. Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah, so
let's be honest.
So we're going to have a lot of fun doing the show. We're going to talk a lot about football. We're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you to all of our listeners who've been hanging in with us for 3 years, Tom.
Problem is, buddy, football season starts, in the blink of an eye, it'll be over.
Don't start complaining now. It hasn't started.
Can't we just play football 52 weeks a year?
You know what you're thinking about? Well, we're going to have the show 52 weeks a year. It's going to be on every Thursday night, even when football's done.
Okay, well, that'll help me out then.
We'll have some football.
So then this isn't just a show that's only during football season.
I don't think Mr. Bradshaw will be on every show, but he'll be there in football season. I don't know why.
This show's not going to stop at the end of football season?
No, it's going to keep on going. The show that keeps
there you go.
On the network.
I'm going to have to renegotiate my contract.
And who knows? It might even get bigger and better. You never know. So
am I going to get at least an extra nickel a day out of this?
I don't know if it'd be a nickel, maybe a penny.
Okay, well, at least something for the effort. You know what I mean?
5 cents, whatever, man. So I want to finish up, tell you about my trip to the Trop and also the game itself yesterday and the real race, which we saw yesterday. But, Tom, you got some sports headlines for us from the web. What you got?
Buddy, if Jamal Charles needs to move again, the Kansas City Chiefs running back, he might need to hire a moving company. Jamal Charles sat out last night's preseason game and is a day-to-day decision for the Kansas City Chiefs as he bruised his foot while carrying a box from Scanlon Hall, the players' dorm at Missouri Western State, to a nearby parking lot last week when the Chiefs broke training camp. Charles didn't accompany the Chiefs to Charlotte last night for the 28-16 preseason loss to Carolina. Andy Reid said he came down a grassy slope and just kind of rolled his foot over the curb. It's that simple. He went to the trainer. He was hurting that night. He's better now, feeling better every day. He had all the stuff done on it, x-rays, MRIs, everything is clear. So Jamal Charles, day-to-day, after rolling his foot, moving boxes, breaking training camp.
Where'd you way to injure yourself?
You like to hear this kind of story, buddy. Amid the unrest in Ferguson, Missouri, this is on ESPN.com, St. Louis Rams provided 3 local high school football teams with free tickets to Saturday night's preseason game against the Packers. According to MMQB.com, Kyle Eversgerd, the Rams manager of fan development and alumni relations, reached out to McClure High, McClure North, and McClure South to offer 75 free tickets per team to attend the football game. So you like to see that kind of story. Rafael Nadal was pulled out of the U.S. Open on Monday because of an injured right wrist, making him the 4th reigning men's champion in the last 45 years to sit out the tournament.
Tough game, that tennis on U.S. Open.
Nadal in the tournament announced his decision simultaneously exactly 1 week before the year's final Grand Slam. He was hurt July 29th while practicing on his home island of Mallorca ahead of the North American hard court circuit. The next day, Nadal, he'd said he'd been told by doctors to wear a cast on his wrist and he would have to sit out the U.S. Open tune-ups in Toronto and Cincinnati. Now he's going to miss the U.S. Open as well. Florida State, if you didn't miss this yesterday, Jameis Winston, defending national champion Florida State, number one in the Associated Press preseason college football poll. Seminoles will start the season number one for the sixth time, the first since 1999 when they became the first team to hold the top spot for the entire season. Number two is Alabama. Number three, Oregon. Four is Oklahoma. Ohio State is 5, and Auburn is 6. The rest of the top 10 is UCLA at 7, followed by Michigan State, South Carolina, and Baylor. The reason this is important is not because polls are important anymore, but the Southeastern Conference matched its home record for most teams in the preseason poll from one conference with 8.
Guess who was not ranked in the AP or the coaches poll?
The University of Florida.
Right.
And finally, a name you might know, free agent forward Shawn Marion has committed to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sources told ESPN.com that Marion informed the Cavaliers this weekend that he intends to sign with them this month, despite the fact that Cleveland can only offer him a minimum deal. The chance will play with LeBron James and immediately compete for a championship clinched Marion's decision to choose the Cavaliers in face of a ramped-up pursuit by the Pacers. So it looks like Shawn Marion, another veteran to join LeBron James. Everybody's trying to get on the coattails of LeBron to get another championship.
There you go. Tom, when you go to the baseball park, what are you hoping to see?
Home runs.
What else?
Good baseball game?
Spectacular game of some kind that involves pitching.
Yeah. I like the long ball.
How about a no-hitter?
I would really like to see a no-hitter.
Okay. For a moment yesterday, I thought we might have one.
You flirted with one yesterday.
Yeah. So I'll tell you about that and the rest of the experience at the Trop. Plus, I got my book out. We're going to do some homework on football conferences, especially the SEC and the ACC. Tom, you better get studied up, buddy. I've been studying on mine. I can tell you right now.
I got to go buy these expensive magazines. That's
all mine, but just don't use my notes. I got notes in the wall. I got scribbles all over them now.
Oh, well, I can use your notes, and I can sound smart.
No, I don't think you want to use my notes to do that. We'll take a break, come back. More coming your way right here on Buddy's Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocalan. I practice law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocala, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocala, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
WOCA. That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine, featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page. I don't know if you've been following this story, but Monet Davis, she's the 13-year-old girl who pitches for the Philadelphia team in the Little League World Series. She not only can she pitch, she pitched a 4-0 victory over Nashville when she threw a 2-hitter on Friday in Philadelphia's opener. But last night she got a bloop RBI single in the first inning to become the 6th girl to get a hit in Little League World Series history. And her Philadelphia team rallied in the 6th inning to beat Pearland, Texas 7-6. In the 6th inning, Zion Spearman scored against Pearland. Zion Spearman scored the winning run on shortstop Matt Adams' 2-out throwing error to first base. The hometown Philadelphia Phillies are so impressed they took to Twitter to show their support. All we can say is, wow, what a comeback by Tanny Baseball. Congratulations, you're making all the Phillies so proud. Phillies, they're at the Phillies, their Twitter page. Philadelphia now will play Las Vegas on Wednesday night with Davis expected to pitch. And I watched Las Vegas play last night. They can hit the baseball. They got a kid that's 6'2" pitching for Las Vegas.
I just can't get over how big these kids are.
6'2".
We say it every year, but these kids look like they're high school.
That Las Vegas team looks like a bunch of high school kids.
One kid hit 2 home runs, didn't he?
Yeah, they just keep beating the ball to death yesterday. I felt bad for the Chicago team yesterday, how they were getting beat around. But Monet Davis is going to pitch against this Las Vegas team, and this 13-year-old girl looks to be the real deal, buddy. There's even speculation she's going to play as an 8th grader on her high school baseball team.
I guess it's different. There's a little different meaning now to the term "come babe."
Well,
it's when you're out in the outfield back in the day, you say, "Come babe, come babe."
Harlem was the first team. The Urban Initiative. You know what the Urban Initiative is with Little League World Series, where Major League Baseball is spending thousands and thousands of dollars in the inner city
because they had no African American players.
Well, Harlem was the first team under the initiative of '98 to get to the Little League World Series. Yeah. Now both the Chicago team and the Philadelphia team,
and then the Jackie Robinson team from Chicago, right?
Right. Yeah. Chicago and Philadelphia both have two inner city baseball teams that have made the Little League World Series, and that's what's going to. People say, "How's baseball going to make a comeback with the kids?" You got to make it where it's as interesting to play baseball as it is to play basketball.
Absolutely. Now, Alexander lost interest in baseball 2 years ago. Play a little bit of soccer.
I remember you went to a game. I met you at one of his games at Highlands.
2 years ago, he's lost interest and he stopped playing. Yesterday, we go to the Trop. We go sit there. We watch the game. He gets to buy all the food, all the junk food. He's about to let him have junk food for one day, a hot dog and all that stuff.
Were you concerned with how much of his attention was actually going to pay attention to the game?
He paid a lot of attention to it.
But were you concerned going in that he may not pay attention?
I thought he'd be totally bored. Because he tried to watch a baseball game the night before. He says, I don't want to watch this. This is boring, on TV. But he got there, and he got there. And, of course, we had a great day. He said, greatest day ever, by the way. That's what he said. Greatest day ever.
That's because the Daytona 500 the Daytona Firecracker 400 got rained out.
Yeah, right. Lo and behold, he was very interested in the game. His mother did a good job of explaining to him, now, this is what happened. The guys in the bullpen over here, they were getting warmed up and so on and so forth. But then we went down to see the real Ray, the fish.
Right. Oh, yeah, the Ray tank out in right center field.
Yeah, and you have to wait because they have to get 40 people before they go in.
Right.
And so we had to get that time just right. And we saw that. And I'm a little disappointed they didn't have like glass walls. It was just like a concrete pool or something. But you could put your hand down in there.
Yeah,
whatever.
You can rub the Ray's back and everything, just like you can at SeaWorld.
Yeah, so we did that. And then we had to get a hat. Had to have a hat.
Well, of course.
Not just any hat, but a real good hat.
You got a Yankees hat?
No. There's several shops. There's like 3 shops there, but there's not the New Era shop. You got to go to the New Era shop to get a real good hat.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went up there. That's me. I want to buy. I thought, well, I'll go up and get a nice one. So I got one. He picked out the same one I did, all purple, TV.
Right.
And so I went to the counter, and his was like 19 and change. And I looked at mine, it was $46.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think so. So I went back and got the cheaper one for $25.
Right. Yeah.
So got the hat. Then we went back. We got the ice cream. Watched it. And what was really neat was he had his glove waiting for the ball to come. And he didn't really think anything was going to happen. And then Mark Teixeira hit a ball to right center field. That King got bigger and bigger and bigger. His eyes got as big as a baseball. He realized at that moment those balls were coming in the stands. And he really got excited about that idea of the ball coming in the stands. His mom kept saying, well, got to be ready. You never know. The ball came in the stands. So that was cool. That was huge. And then Ichiro Suzuki came out and played the last inning at right field. He made an incredible catch yesterday. He went to his right. The old man still got some legs. Made a great catch. Alexander got to see that. Then he got to run the bases. Alexander says, I think I might want to play baseball again.
That's what it takes.
Yeah,
to get
exactly.
Kids. You got to get them out to the experience.
Exactly. So it worked out far beyond. Saturday's game was a sellout, 31,000.
Now, what store did you go to when you bought the hat? Did you go to the one behind home plate on the concourse?
No, I went to the one up around center field at the top level.
Oh, top level around center field.
The New Era shop.
Right, because the big Rays team gift shop is the one behind. Yeah, but the huge one is behind home plate when you first walk into the stadium behind home plate.
I didn't go there yet.
And that's where hold your back pocket so that the Rays employees don't steal all the money for the stuff they charge.
I didn't want. All I wanted was a hat. Now he did go back and got some baseball cards.
All right.
$9, and he got David Price in one of them. That's
there
good.
You go.
So
that's very good.
He got some good ones. He got all the top players, so he was happy. Anyway, Alexander is very good. I want to say one thing. That kid Betances that plays for the Yankees, he looks like he's 6'8". He's a monster. He looks like
He
somebody
is
like,
big.
wow, I'm throwing the heat. And then finally, anyway, they were kind of fascinated at the Madden shift. And you notice it more when you're watching the game live than you do on TV. I mean, every left-hander gets up, has the Ted Williams shift on him, which is the old way of the shortstop comes over to play behind second, and the third baseman comes and plays at shortstop.
And the second baseman plays short field.
Right, exactly. So that was kind of interesting. And then,
the
of
old
course,
slow pitch softball defense.
Right. And then, of course, you mentioned this earlier, and that is that that Joe Madden called out the Rays fans the day before saying, hey, we're not interested in Derek Jeter. We want the Rays to win a game, you know.
Well, because Jeter had singled in the winning run
night
in
before,
Saturday game.
They gave him a big cheer. And they were they did chant his name last night, Derek Jeter, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, we got to see a no-hitter for 4 2/3 inning. Jimmy Hellickson went 4 2/3, and they just pounded him then.
They just beat him to death.
Pounded him. So anyway, I want to thank Larry Quadraro, who's the guy who got me the tickets. I paid $42 for them. They were a little more over the normal price, but had an overall good experience. I will go back and watch more baseball there. In fact, Alexander's talking about now going to see the Red Sox game this fall.
I love the Trop. And you hear all the talk about the catwalk and the lighting, the light rings and everything. Yeah. I don't mind them.
I don't mind it. I just wish they did a little better job on the video board for people sitting in right field and did a little better job of having a louder PA system where they sound more authoritative when the guy gets up there and to bat, because you don't know all the out-of-town players when you're sitting back, you can't see and they have no name on their back. And I don't remember every person that played on the Yankee roster. And so they're saying, who's that? I don't know who that is.
I thought that you would find the cowbells a little disconcerting.
They were a little bit, and there were a couple of guys behind me. The worst thing that happened to me was the guy behind me spilled a beer on the floor.
Oh,
and I looked at Bolo, and I said, I called the usher. I said, we got beer all over the place. Guess what? Got a mop, mopped it up.
Yeah.
Mopped it up. So.
They do.
But overall, and I'm not big on sitting with fans. You know me. I'm a press box guy. In that situation, I was
cowbells are a little much, though.
They weren't too loud yesterday. All right, that takes care of the Trop. We're coming your way. We're going to talk about picking the football season. Lots to talk about with this football predictions coming up next right here on Buddy Martin Sports Page.
And we're going to talk about the best shortstops ever.
Yes, we are.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
If you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down.
Hey Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours and I need a fourth. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia, Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner and the postage stamp and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of the Properties Salon in downtown Ocala. Here in Florida, we're all about summertime fun, but along with the warm weather comes humidity, which leads to the dreaded frizzies. Are you tired of checking the weather report every morning before deciding to flat iron your hair? Sick of looking like the Lion King every day by noon? Has God just not seen fit to answer your prayers for patience and silky, frizz-free hair? Well, your troubles are over. Come to the Properties Salon for one of our hair smoothing systems. Specializing in Peter Coppola and Cezanne keratin smoothing treatments, the Properties Salon can tame your unruly locks with these formaldehyde-free formulas. And with the discount code BuddyRocks, you will save 20%. Not fighting the frizzies? Mention the same code BuddyRocks to save 20% off one of our many services such as cuts, color extensions, and manis and petties. Gentlemen, this special is not just for the ladies. We do great cuts and color for men too. Check us out at theproperties.com for more information.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. A military victory on the ground in Iraq.
Today, with our support, Iraqi and Kurdish forces took a major step forward by recapturing the largest dam in Iraq near the city of Mosul.
President Obama speaking moments ago at the White House. ISIS militants had overrun the dam complex. The midnight to 5 a.m. curfew has been lifted in Ferguson, Missouri, and the National Guard has been called up.
The Guard's mission here will be limited in scope, and they will be tasked with protecting the unified command center that we now stand in. That will free up law enforcement resources to protect the peaceful protesters, the citizens of Ferguson and their property.
Colonel Ron Repvogel is superintendent of the State Highway Patrol. And San Bernardino Sheriff says the body of a Marine's missing pregnant wife has been found deep inside a mine shaft. Fox News. We report, you decide.
I'm Lex Friedman. I run my own business, so I know from experience, hiring new employees can be tough. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites, and now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 50-plus job sites, including Craigslist, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 200,000 businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/info. That's ZipRecruiter.com/info. One more time, to try it for free, go to ZipRecruiter.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
I be on my suit and tie. I be on my suit and tie. Can I show you a few things? A few things. Little baby, 'cause I be.
All right, so shortstops. I did this once before many years ago, and I haven't done it in a while, going through my list of greatest players. And it's been 15 years since I've done it, but when you said to me, you texted me Saturday, I could make a case for Jeter being the greatest ever.
Greatest ever shortstop.
Right. And I said, well, I don't know about that because I'm not sure how he'd hold up with all the numbers of the other players. But this has been done a couple of times by people, and one of them is on Bleacher Report, which we referred to. And just for perspective, I'm not going to rank them 1 through 2 because I didn't see Honus Wagner play. You know, I'm going to take their word for it. I did see most of these other guys, though. I didn't see Archie Vaughn play. I didn't see Joe Cronin play. All great players, I'm sure. But most of them I've seen since then. And there have been, from my lifetime, different times, players that people said were the best ever at that position, and now they would not make the top 10. But just a few names, if you talk to players who played with Louis Aparicio, he was an incredible player.
Right.
They talk about what a great playmaker he was. Scrapper had a great, like a cat at shortstop. I don't know Joe Sewell. Didn't see him play. Lou Boudreau was one of the ones I remember. Boudreau became a manager. And Boudreau, I don't know if Boudreau was the one that came up with the Ted Williams shift or not, but it was in that same era. But Boudreau was a good hitter and a very good team captain and a very good a good defensive player. A guy you brought up earlier, and certainly because of his relationship with Jackie Robinson, he's gotten in. Pee-wee Reese was a heck of a player.
Pee-wee was a heck of a player.
Turn up, mean double play. He'd scrap with you, and some old school.
Well, he's from Alabama, wasn't he? Alabama, Mississippi, somewhere like that?
Yeah, I think Mississippi. Here's two guys now I'll take your hat off to. Barry Larkin certainly does broadcasting now, a guy that's got to be one of the best ever, had great average, great numbers.
Problem Barry Larkin had was Ozzie Smith and Cal Ripken Jr. played at the same time.
Good point. And those are two huge names.
I mean,
just for a shortstop, when you say shortstop meaning just on the field, without question, Ozzie Smith would have to be right up there at the top.
I think he's probably, in my lifetime, the best fielding shortstop I ever saw play the game.
But I don't know, but he just was a pathetic hitter.
He couldn't hit his weight.
But Ozzie was a heck of a player. This guy got a lot of run back when I was a kid. Luke Appling played for the White Sox later manager. He was the guy that people talked about being the ultimate shortstop. And then Alan Trammell, of course, he had the power and he had all of that.
He could hit it. And see, Alan Trammell reminds me a lot of Derek Jeter in the way they play.
Similar.
Their ranges weren't the most spectacular range, but if they could get to a ball, they made all the routine plays, and they could just hit a ton.
Yeah. Now, having said all that, Jeter, of course, has to go up there on the top because of his statistics in terms of he's going to wind up among the leaders, if not the top at hits.
He'll be in the top 6 in hits by the end of his career.
And he's going to be up there and runs scored and all those. And he had longevity, and he was just a class player for so long. And I could make a case for him. I'm reluctant to put him at the top because there's so many great. I mean, Cal Ripken, just on the sheer numbers of the number of games he played as the Iron Man.
Yes.
And then his stats as a hitter. Phenomenal hitter with power.
Oh, yeah.
And then he played a good shortstop. Not a great shortstop, but a good shortstop.
Right.
So the total package, how could you get anybody better than Cal Ripken?
I still think Derek Jeter's a better ball player.
Well, I'm a Derek Jeter fan. And Jeter certainly has a lot of attributes. I'm trying to really, I guess I'm going to have to wait till he steps down and think about it for a minute.
I have a problem on this list, where's the man that just wants to play 2?
Well, Ernie Banks didn't play enough games at shortstop. This has you had
to have
play
over 50% of your
right.
game.
He didn't play enough
which
games.
Is why Chipper Jones isn't on this list or Alex Rodriguez.
Right. So, but he for attitude, power,
let's just play 2.
Yeah. Great asset. Great command.
The guy that people forget about, but he's on this list, and he was a great with the Milwaukee Brewers, played his entire career there. Robin Yount was an amazing baseball player.
And also great power and a great hitter.
Yeah. But Yount had good range, too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so those guys, I'd have a hard time separating Yount, Ripken, Jeter in that category right now. You could look at it a lot of different ways. You just pick what you like. I could make a case for all 3 of them.
But I forgot yesterday when we were having this Saturday when we were having this conversation, when you go back and look at sheer numbers, Honus Wagner's numbers are just so far above everybody else.
Because we didn't see him play.
But was Walter Johnson you hear about Walter Johnson and Cy Young, but were they as intimidating as Bob Gibson may have been, or Don Drysdale, or as intimidating as Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens,
Really, really difficult to compare eras.
Right.
Baseball is one of the few you can, sort of, because of numbers.
But Honus Wagner was in the dead ball area.
I know.
So dead ball area. So you don't know.
It's like the steroid players. So how do you rank them now? See, it's really hard to do. All right, let's talk a little football here. I've gone through my book, and I've picked all the key games for SEC, well, all the SEC games, and a few of the others, including FSU's games, what we call our Big Four and the ACC, which will be Miami, FSU, Clemson, and Atlanta.
And Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech and Atlanta, because those are the schools we'll focus on with the guys from Southern Pigskin. And then, of course, the Big Three in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. The guys up there carry the Georgia games, so they'll be talking a lot about them. And then we'll mention inserting your team. I didn't even say the words.
Georgia Southern
versus South Florida and UCF will be mentioned. But I'm going to go right now to the SEC and look at. We talk a lot about during the SEC days, and we all know that the teams that everybody loves. They like South Alabama, Auburn, whatever. How about some of these other teams now? The mystery teams for me, and we'll get more into this. Ole Miss. I really like what Hugh Freeze has done. I like Bo Wallace's game. I think they had a great recruiting class. I'm looking at their schedule. I can't see how they can win more than 7 games.
No, their schedule is ridiculously hard.
I'm looking at saying, well, where are they going to win them? They're going to beat Alabama? No.
Nope.
They're going to beat Auburn? No. Nope. They'll beat Mississippi State? Probably not, because Mississippi State's loaded this year. And the Egg Bowl?
I think Ole Miss wins that football game.
I don't know. And they're going to go to LSU and win. I don't think so. So there's a lot of those teams like that. And then you go even to Texas A&M. I can't see how even though they got a cupcake schedule the first 5 games.
Yeah, but they can't stop anybody.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be they're going to lose to South Carolina. Then they breeze down. Then they got Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, Missouri, and LSU.
They're losing all of those football games.
They may be 7-5.
I'm telling you, don't fall asleep on Missouri. I know Tony Barnhart said.
I've already looked at them. I can't see them winning more than 7 games.
I know everybody says that, but I'm just telling you.
Okay, tell me who they're going to beat here. Are they going to beat South Carolina?
They might.
No. Are they going to beat Georgia?
No.
No. Are they going to beat Florida?
Yes.
I don't know about that. Are they going to beat Tennessee?
Yes.
You're going to beat Texas A&M?
Yes.
All right. Well, then you have them higher than I do.
I'm high on Missouri. You know who I'm not high on? And I know people are going to tell me I'm crazy.
Tennessee, I'm not.
No. Why? With all the question marks at quarterback and all the people they've lost. I know everybody says, well, Nick Saban just reloads. He doesn't have to rebuild. Alabama's ranked number 2 in the country, and that's just got to be on name only. I think Auburn's a better football team than Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Auburn's got a returning quarterback from national championship game. Alabama has a returning quarterback from not starting any game.
Let's see how good he is, though. We don't know that yet. You didn't know about Johnny Manziel either 2 years ago.
That's why I say, because you don't know, how can you put them at number 2 in the nation?
Because they're loaded at running back. They're running loaded on the offensive line. They got great receivers. They're good on defense. They got talent.
What's the most important player on the field?
Well, a quarterback.
And if you don't know how good, or you don't know about the quarterback because he's unproven, how could they be a proven number 2?
Well, how do you find something wrong with Jacob Coker? I mean, he flies on him?
Jacob Coker hadn't played a game, in SEC yet.
Would have been behind the Heisman Trophy winner if he just stayed in Florida State.
I'm just saying.
All right, we'll see.
Where's Jacob Coker's experience?
And what about Tennessee?
I don't think Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to have another long year. I don't think
Allison Campbell will be here tomorrow. I think we'll find out.
I don't think they're as good a football team as their fans
they're going
to
lose. They're going to lose at least 5 games. I know. Alabama, South Carolina, probably Missouri, probably Florida, and at Oklahoma.
They're going to lose those 4 games. The key game for both football programs, buddy, not just one, but for both football programs, the game I've circled, Tennessee, Florida. That, for both programs, is the game that will set the tone for seasons.
Here's the bad news about Florida, and we'll take a break, and Franz Beard's next, is that they got that 5-game stretch in there that's killer, but they do have open dates in the right time.
They do.
If you look at their open dates, they got them right after Alabama. They play 3 more games at Tennessee, LSU, and then Missouri.
Right before Georgia.
And then right before Georgia. They're going to need those open dates.
Yes.
Big. Their best weekend are going to be those open dates. If they can get past that, they got a chance to win 8.
They do.
So, all right, we'll go ahead and take a break. Come back. Franz Beard will round it out for us here on a Monday on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
The hottest CD deal this summer is with Florida Credit Union. Our summer CD special includes a short 25-month term combined with 1.51% APY. Take advantage of this high-yield CD special. Offer good through Saturday, August 30th, 2014. In DeLand, call 386-738-4717. In Ocala, call 352-237-8222. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA. Offer subject to change at any time. $10,000 minimum.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that a guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Let me show you a few things. Let me show you a few things.
Wait a minute. You ready, JT?
I can't wait.
Back on Buddy Sports Page, time now after all this football talk to go up to Gainesville and talk to the man from FightingGators.com. Franz Beer joins us now. Franz, we're talking about looking at the season, trying to find a breakthrough team in the SEC, and some of the teams I think who people are picking kind of not high but in the medium could go either way. I'm looking about some of these swing teams like, what's Tennessee, you look at their schedule, what's Tennessee really going to be able to do? Teams like that, and Ole Miss, a team I like a lot, like Bo Wallace, but you look at the schedule and think, well, how are they going to come out of this? So I don't know if you got a breakthrough team. The one team that everybody was talking about a lot in media days was Mississippi State because of Dak Prescott. What's your take on the SEC? We all know that Alabama and that certainly Auburn and perhaps LSU are getting some run in the West. Florida, actually Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida in the East. But is there a team out there that you think might break through that we haven't talked about?
I think both Ole Miss and Mississippi State have a real shot at it, buddy. I think that both of those teams have veteran quarterbacks, which, the leadership starts at the top, and you've got two veteran quarterbacks in Bo Wallace and in Dak Prescott. And we got to remember something about Bo Wallace. We have never seen him healthy to start a season or to end the season, and he is healthy for the first time in his career to start the season. So if he can stay healthy, you're talking about a guy that threw for 3,600 yards last year when he wasn't healthy. So, Ole Miss certainly could be poised. They're young and they don't have a lot of depth. Mississippi State, on the other hand, has a lot of depth, and they're the most experienced team in the Southeastern Conference. They've got 25 guys who started at least 3 games back.
Yeah, make a good point there. A lot of people all over. I really told myself last year, be sure and don't take your eyes off Ole Miss. They had great recruiting. They got some good defenders. We know about Wallace and a team, but I look at their schedule. They just can't. I don't see how they get it done. Another team that people are confused about is Missouri. I'm not as high on Missouri as everybody else seems to be. People are picking them up there to win 8 or 9 or 10 games. I'm looking at their schedule. I'm thinking, I don't see that in their future. What do you think? And they've lost quite a few players, by the way. They've lost about 5 or 6 players for various sundry reasons. Kicked them off, they're academic or they're hurt. They've had a lot of attrition this fall.
They're breaking in all new receivers. That's going to hurt them. They're breaking in a brand new secondary, another thing that's going to hurt them. Basically, they're intact on their defensive line, even losing Michael Sam and Coney Ely, because the other 2 guys that played a lot, and would have, in fact, both the replacement defensive ends would have been the leading sackers for Florida's defense last year, because their numbers were that good. So they've got good defensive line, but they got holes in the secondary, holes at linebacker, too many holes to fill, and a brutal schedule. They're not. It's not going to happen for them. They're a 7-5, 8-4 team, which, considering what they did last year, I think is going to be a pretty good season for them.
All right, Fran's last question. Got about 30 seconds here. Let's talk about the Gators. Is there a player? I mean, I've got good feelings about a couple of guys. Andre DeBose is certainly due to have a good year, finally. I'm hearing good things about a few of the other receivers, including Pittman. Is there anybody out there right now you've heard the buzz about that people are talking about that you're around that maybe we've overlooked?
Chris Thompson, wide receiver from Gainesville High School. He has got sprinter speed. He has really, really good hands. He's a precise route runner. He's a guy that has quietly impressed everybody. And the other one is that freshman, C.J. Wharton. He is going to be a real player from day one. The kid is a keeper.
A little concerned about some of their guys being banged up. Obviously, Hargraves was banged up a little bit, and they got a few guys hurt. We'll see. They prepared to open up against Idaho here pretty quick, so we'll see what they got. And then 3 games, and then they come into Murderers Row. So, France, thanks for taking us the time. We'll talk to you on a regular spot on Thursday.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
France Beard from FightingGators.com, checking in with her for the latest information he's got. Read his column on FightingGators.com. And glad you could join us today on the program. Good job by Diamond Anderson driving the bus today all the way through. She's getting it done. And, of course, Thomas Schmitz is usually argumentative self. What am I going to say? I've stuck with him. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great evening, everybody.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mom. She never was around, but she grew up tall and
course, bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Hey Ocala, does your old car pass this coolness test? Does it